dealing with dealerships and private sale tire kickers, and get a true buy offer for your car. It's as simple as going to GimmeTheVin.com and entering your car's VIN number or license plate number. GimmeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Are you all worked up and working too much? You know what y'all need? Y'all need to chill out. Y'all need to have fun. Y'all need some adventure. Why, y'all need Gatorland. How do we know? Ain't no one got more animals, more gators, or more fun than Gatorland. And now, Florida residents get what they need for less with $17.50 admission now through the end of January. We know what y'all need. Y'all need Gatorland.
Hey, Russ Rollins here. So I went to the doctor 2 weeks ago, and my doctor said, what have you been doing different? Because all your numbers are better than they've ever been. And I told her that I had Valium. What is Valium? Valium helps you understand what you should be eating for your body right now. It really is a great, great test, easy to do, and I think everyone should give it a try. If you're making new changes for the new year, Valium, try it. It's spelled V as in victory, IOME.com, Valium.com. Tell them Russ and the Monster sent you.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. As the year winds down, here's something to remember. Kia sells more vehicles in Central Florida than any brand except one. So if you're shopping, chances are you're already thinking about a new Kia. Greenway Kia is closing out the year with savings up to $12,000 off MSRP and one of the area's biggest selections of new Kias. Shop hundreds of new Kias online at greenwaykias.com. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Greenway Kia.
Example stock number 17479, offer expires 1/5/26.
The one and only Monster Jam. See the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Sparkle Smash, and more. Only at Monster Jam. Brought to you by Texas Roadhouse. Save 25% on ticket face value of a family 4-pack of tickets. Get your savings coupon from participating Texas Roadhouse locations. See savings coupon for restrictions and details. Coming to Camping World Stadium this Saturday.
The accident wasn't your fault, so why should you be burdened with the medical bills? This is Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. Don't get overwhelmed by mounting medical bills. I'll fight to ensure that the responsible party pays what you're owed. Injured on the go? Don't wait. Visit justcallmo.com.
Ugh, we're going to be so late for the concert. We should be there by now.
Just need to make a little detour and stop for gas real quick. I know a cheap place down the road.
Are you serious? We're going to miss the show because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is great. It's a free app that gets you cash back when you buy gas.
Wait, you mean I can get money back just for buying gas? Really?
Yep, and it really works. I've actually made around $200 this year already. Now pull over so you can download Upside before we miss the concert.
Pulling over. You had me at $200.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you buy gas. Use promo code RING to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or as a gift card. Download Upside and use promo code RING for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code RING for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. Use promo code RING. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Ready to kick off the new year with comfort and savings? Renewal by Andersen is celebrating with their happy Renewal Year Sale. For a limited time, buy one replacement window or patio door and get the second 40% off. And here's more good news. Enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 1 year. Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida, engineered to handle heat, humidity, even hurricanes, while helping you save on energy bills year-round. And with their Smart Sun Glass, you'll enjoy natural light and comfort without the heat. Here's what Megan had to say when she left a review on Google. This was by far the very best experience I've ever had with a contractor. I can't say enough how impressed I am with the attention to detail, the quality control, and the professionalism of Renewal by Andersen of Central Florida. For you, just visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. Renewal by Andersen, where comfort meets savings. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Wednesday, January 7th, 2026. Lots to get to today, from Are We the Pirates Now to Stranger Things fans just can't accept the show ending. It is the United States going to take Greenland this week. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. Send us a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your messages rolling right to the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Wednesday?
Not bad. How are you doing on a Wednesday?
Hanging in there.
Oh, buddy.
Hanging in there. All is well. Everything is fine. Yeah.
What are you sipping on over there?
It's a little hot tea with some lemon in it and some honey to try to make my voice get through the show today. I have suspended Skull Mike, and C-Lane is tagged in for Dole Mike during the show today. For those of you hanging out during the break, it's got to happen, all right? And I'm trying to rest my voice as much as I can. I did nothing last night. I literally sat on the couch, no drinking, no nothing extra. Didn't barely talk to Courtney. I was like, I gotta do the best I can.
Lucky for her. That's great.
I know. She didn't like it. She wanted a little more conversation, but I was trying to just speak softly and make sure everything was okay. I'm getting attacked by something. It's just the way it is. But let's start off as we always do. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to a Target, everybody. What a great place to be. A Target store. You go through, you shop. It's kind of dystopian these days. There's like 3 employees. There are more people that will hawk cell phone plans to you than will sell something if you're trying to purchase something in the store.
And then apparently like 6 undercover security guards that pop out every once in a while.
All over the place, yes.
Oh, okay. Is that controversial?
No, wait, I had a sneeze. I was just fighting off there. I apologize. No, there are always like weird scenarios inside these Targets where there's not a lot of people, but the people that are there don't seem to want to help you. And then they try to corral you into the self-checkout line and stuff. Well, in this particular Target, somebody decided to go wild with a viral video because everything is about the internet and making those space bucks, baby. You gotta make the cash, okay? So here they go. Let's see them go into Target here.
Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, you might not be able to see it yet, but
There's a horse.
Who are listening, there's a man riding a horse through a Target, okay? This is what he's decided to do. Today, he's decided to get on his horse and ride it through a Target. And one of my favorite things is when they get kicked out here by the Target employees who are just trying to do their job, they're all like, wow, what's the big deal? I don't understand what the problem is. Jeez, Lou.
Can't believe you guys would be a bunch of naysayers.
We're going to get more of that today.
About me and my horse.
I think that this is the most insane reaction that I see over and over and over again, where it's like, how could you guys be so upset over this? You'll find out why.
Riding the horse to a target.
Hope we don't crack. Hope we don't crack.
And
He cracked.
Oh,
She cracked. Oh.
I swear to God.
and they're going to keep going?
Yep. It's two guys riding a horse.
How y'all doing?
You know, like, well, let's stop and hit on the lady inside Target, right? Let's do this. Now, this lady, and I want to point this out to you people because we already know that the soft people are the problem, okay? The soft people in the United States of America are part of the problem. This lady is a great example right here. A man is riding a horse through a Target, and what does she do?
Yes, ma'am.
Pets the horse, of course, right?
I mean, I would pet the horse.
you not pet the
I
horse?
would absolutely pet the
No.
horse. That's nothing
I'd
to do
say
with being
that's
soft.
disgusting. They sell food here. Get the stupid horse that's crapping everywhere out of the Target, you morons.
That's an employee. What this
I would
lady
do
was
that.
is that she's a patron.
No,
But she
she's a
sees a horse.
softie. She's one of the soft people. So she's like, oh, look at the horsey. And she goes over and encourages these guys.
Yes, sir.
What are y'all doing? Get out of the store with a horse.
Get out of the store with a horse.
You gotta go.
Yes, we gotta go.
What?
Because
I love that. We gotta go? Why? Why do we gotta leave? Oh, we brought a horse into the Target?
Yeah, why are you so quick to kick us out? You know,
Yeah.
hold your horses.
Oh, come on.
Hey.
You're going to push me over the edge today. I can't take this kind of pressure. I can't do it. Hang on. Mild
There's
pause.
one thing, though. It's like, why'd you do a dual ride of all the places?
They went
Both of us
back
want to be
back.
in the viral video. And
Yeah,
they
they
tied
both-
in, rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, they're both riding on the horse together so they could both go viral.
bring a horse into a store.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And they ride on out of the Target just like they rode on in. Now, I want to know from the audience, would you pet the horse, yes or no?
Yes.
Would you pet
Yes.
the horse? I know you weirdos would pet the horse. You're part of the problem. You're
What's
both
the
part of the
problem?
soft people. The problem is people who take somebody like this and give them the old pat on the back, like, oh.
I'm not giving them the
No.
pat on the back. I'm petting the horse, who had no
petting the
idea
horse
what
that's-
they were going to be doing.
The horse is part of the stunt, all right? And you are like by proxy.
The horse is not
supporting it.
complicit in the stunt.
Exactly. The horse is
doesn't
going
know
where
he's not allowed to be in Target.
You
Thank you,
are
C-Lane.
signaling to these losers riding the horse in the Target that you support what they're doing by stopping and petting the adorable horse.
And
That's what you're doing.
the other option is to go be a tattletale.
The other option is to be like, this is disgusting. You losers, get the horse out of the Target. We don't need a horse in the Target. Why? Why? So they could go viral? Like, who cares? This is the problem. You guys are part of the problem.
I don't know. You're the one
Someone's
that started
sipping on a bad attitude in
started
that
the
mug.
show with this thing.
Oh my God! You guys are so ridiculous.
You're
Yes.
furthering the viralness of this video, so you're part of the problem.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. I want everybody listening to remember something. If you wouldn't mind, please start following C-Lane and Sabrina around on horseback and just bringing horses into all the locations they go into.
That would be a lovely gift.
Because it's lovely, right? You just heard her. It's a lovely gift right inside Sabrina's house. Go bring a horse right
on
inside her
in.
house. Well, she's going to pet the
You
horse.
wouldn't
There'll
be the
no
first wild
problems.
animal in that house. I've had a sloth and a.
You want a horse pooping in your house?
No, I'll set down some pee pads for it.
You
to
guys
poop
live in
on.
a fantasy world. It's a. You remember
Live
when
in
the
a fantasy world?
Remember when the elephant at Jimmy Fallon started peeing on stage when we
Yes.
were watching
I
Jimmy
thought
Fallon?
about that the other day.
Yeah. And remember when they tried, they were like, what can we do? The elephant's peeing full stream on the stage right now. And they went and got a bucket.
Well, that was one of the stagehands that's not used to, working with elephants one-on-one.
You know,
And the
you're
elephant
supposed
was
to
like-
walk the elephant before a live TV, appearance.
Walk the elephant?
Yeah, so it can go pee.
You are living in a fantasy world. What do you think?
Obviously,
You walk
I'm
the
making
elephant?
a joke. You have it go pee outside.
Folks, you can't be part of the problem like them, all right? We need people who are like, enough of your dumb viral videos. It's disgusting. And guess what? While they're petting the horse, there's some poor person making like $13 an hour or something at Target who now has to clean up horse crap off of the ground in
That
their
wasn't
store.
nice. They should have someone
Disgusting.
there. They had a camera person, obviously. They were mic'd up.
They're not going to do it.
Maybe grab a fourth person to clean up the poop.
Yeah. They're
Simple
just going to
as
say,
that.
I wasn't even part of it. I don't even know those guys.
Or just have them like pony up for some cleaners.
Hey!
Ghost Bird says, are we sure it wasn't an emotional support animal? No. Yeah, I mean, This was just some dummies trying to go viral on a horse, and it worked for him to a certain extent. So we'll see what happens with that. What a world we're living in today. A lot of stuff going on. Are we the pirates now? The United States of America taking another oil ship today, and also pushing more on taking Greenland, which is a big bunch of nothing, but they want it like for a military base, strategically speaking. I think there's only like 50,000 people, 50,000 people living in Greenland right now, and they don't have too much going on. Almost the majority are close to it, live in one city in Greenland. Like, there's not a lot going on. That might be, was it Greenland or Iceland that has the app so the citizens that are related don't date each other? Maybe both. It could be both of them for all I know. But, like, there's not a lot going on. So Iceland's like, well, come on. You know, Greenland, rather. Greenland is like, we were just chilling over here.
We bothered nobody. Why are we getting involved?
Iceland's population is like way more than Greenland.
Yeah. I mean, nobody lives in Greenland. You know the old trick, right? You know that Greenland is a piece
Greenland's
of junk.
covered in ice, and Iceland is beautiful.
Right. Yeah, much more so. So, yeah, I mean, they're in the middle of all this today. But and I feel like we could make a deal here, right? Like, can we make a deal where we put, like, a huge NATO base? Is there already a NATO base in Greenland?
I didn't know NATO had bases.
Well, there must be something, right? Look up U.S. military or NATO bases in Greenland. Is there already one?
NATO base.
Because if there isn't, Greenland's got enough territory to just make a little deal on a base.
There's a U.S. military presence. It doesn't say NATO.
How do you pronounce this?
Pituffik?
Okay. Pituffik Space Base.
Okay, so there is some sort of base already. Well, just let us Guantanamo Bay that, and then we don't have to bother these people anymore. That's all we want anyways. We don't. I mean, I know they're saying they want the resources and stuff, but Greenland's a whole bunch of nothing for the most part. There's a lot of development on that front, though. I want to talk about that today as we roll along with the show. I also want to talk about everything happening with Maduro, of course, because that's getting wild. And as always, we want to hear from you. So you can join us on the show today. Send us your dispatches. How do you do that? You go to thenewsjunkie.com, you record a video or audio dispatch, fire it off at us, and we are off to the races just like that. Well, bear with me today. I'll have some more of this tea with honey and get things cleared up, and we'll trounce full force into a Wednesday show with your help. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
No bots, no scripts, no, I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question. Just actual flawed people. Real Radio 104.1. Guaranteed human.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Oh, man. Old boy's not feeling too hot. Dull Mike here. What's that? First Dull Mike of the new year. How's everybody doing? I'm only seeing Twitch people on the chat feed today. Does that mean the YouTube isn't? Oh, it isn't. What's their excuse this time? Stream not found. No YouTube event detected. Well, isn't that great? We are on YouTube, right? Huh? Has anybody said no YouTube today? All right, YouTube, the News Junkie. I'm here. Are we the Pirates? It's there. I can see myself, dull micing. It's the Inception. All right. All right. Some people say I'm louder than Sean on this. I didn't find that to be that loud. I cranked it a little bit. What's happening? How was everybody's holiday season? Did you get what you wanted? Did you get something cool? I want to hear about it. You're a lot more clear because you're talking into a mic and Sean likes to turn his head. Well, yeah, Sean, the microphone that he's got set up is across the room from where he sits. And when you turn your head, as I try to instill in my wife, it's not going to hear you as well. But also you're getting straight microphone, straight down the line. It's not even going through this mixer here.
Cat butthole, that's all wives, yes? This I believe. So, what's up there, Twitch people, because I can't see the YouTube chat. I'm not bringing up two chats. I don't have room for it in my lineup of screens here. You guys only really see like 3 here, but there's more. And then they clean up all the junk, all the shit that was in my booth. So I said, well, I want some of it back. Just at least give me a shelf. I'm commandeering somebody that used to be somebody's shelf, and then they got their desk moved or laid off, or a combination of both. Did Santa bring Jackson a Power Wheels? Jackson already had a Power Wheels from his birthday. And it's cool because you can remote control it. Obi-Wan Kenobi, C-Lane, when are you having baby number 2? There are a few episodes of last year's shows that you missed. But safe to say, not going to happen. Anyway, to continue my answer for Bootsy. Bootsy, he has a Jeep Power Wheels. And it is remote control, which is really good. But the thing that cannot be controlled remotely is whether or not he can turn it off. So you can turn it on, and then I'm like, I can give control to him eventually when he's understands how to not crash it. But I can't stop him from just reaching up, and he loves buttons. He loves buttons. So he just constantly just reaches over and turns it off, and then I have to go try to get him to turn it back on. It's a whole thing. I really wish that they would have designed some way for that switch to be somewhere else. On the side of the car, under the car, anywhere but where it is, because that's annoying. And maybe there is another one. Now, wait a minute. For the next 3 months, man, kicking, I don't know. It's not a matter of time on how long I stay fertile. It's just the amount of output, the frequency of output, I would say. I don't think it's a time. I don't know. I already have drop-offs scheduled. I have 2 drop-offs scheduled. I'm trying to go for the high score to see if I can. I have one next Tuesday. That's enough time to fit in some, sessions. And then maybe I do the first drop-off and they call and they go, man, you are a champ. You are a god among men. You really cleared that thing out in a couple weeks. Well done. Probably not, though. I'd want both of the tests just to make sure, because it's not something you want to play with. Get it? Anywho. Got about 20 seconds. Coming back. We'll see you then. We've never seen someone so sterile so fast. Exactly. I mean, if there's a little badge of honor. They told me to put it in a paper bag. And I want to get one of those stickers from McDonald's that they stick the breakfast burritos or whatever. It says hot, fresh, just for you, and just stick it there. That would be fun, I think.
Back with testosterone from Red Mountain Weight Loss. Go to redmountainweightloss.com.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the news.
Join us on the show today. First timers, you can record a message and actually get on the show with us. A video or audio message, we call it dispatch. Record yours right now at thenewsjunkie.com. We're watching a lot of stuff today. I want to get into the Stranger Things stuff because that's very, very interesting. How a lot of major fans of Stranger Things just cannot deal with the fact that the series is over. And so they have like 8 billion conspiracies about what's next.
Okay. I was curious about how you worded that because I was like, can they not deal with the fact that it's over or can they not deal with the way that it ended?
Both. I think it's a combination of the two.
Okay.
Because, I mean, we all know now. Look, we've been alive, the three of us, long enough to know how all TV shows end, and always there's complaints. And no matter what the show is, like every TV show, the ending, people are going to complain about it. To this day, people still complain about the ending of Sopranos. I've really turned the corner on that one. I really think that was actually a genius way to end a television series like that. But there are so many people who watch these like endings, like Stranger Things, and even though they try to make everybody happy, I'm not going to spoil anything, but even though they try to make everybody happy, they still are like, no, they're going to announce there's another season that they're dropping. There's another twist. There's this. It's like, okay.
But Netflix is playing into this crap.
They're
the ones teasing it.
It's like being at a concert and the band leaves the stage and they're like, all right, we're waiting for the encore. Mm-hmm. They come back and they do a nice little encore. And then you sit around and couple people are like, there might be another encore.
Stay, everybody. It's like the last guy in the movie theater waiting for the final cut scene after the credits. And at some point you have to go like, guys, the movie's over. It's done. We're not doing this anymore. It's time to get out of here. And that's how people are about these movies. And Netflix is like kind of leaning into it, but they had something that they were announcing that was going to drop today. And it's caused a whole thing. We'll get into that a little bit later on in the show. Meanwhile, we're taking stuff over here in the United States of America, including a sanctioned oil tanker. And the Russians were like trying to send a submarine to go defend it. And they put their flag on this Venezuelan oil tanker. And the U.S. warships were chasing it down. And we like full on piracy at the sea is happening in 2026, whatever year it is. According to Google, the year of our Lord. And it's all happening like in real time right now. We are the pirates now, which is kind of interesting to watch. Let's see how this went through over on CBS.
But first, to that breaking news at this hour, U.S. officials confirm the U.S. military has seized the Venezuela-linked oil tanker formerly known as Bella 1. For more on this, let's bring in CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand, who's joining us from the White House. Natalie, what have you heard from the White House about this? This is a tanker.
Yeah, they said it was formerly known as Bella 1. I forgot what the other name for the oil tanker is, but it's kind of weird. I think it might be Marinara or something. Which
now I'm hungry.
I know that sounds weird. Make sure I'm not crazy. Make sure the cold medicine isn't getting to me. Is the ship called Marinara, or I might be getting that wrong?
The administration has been chasing for some time.
Yeah, chasing since last month, since the administration's operation or blockade on all sanctioned oil vessels coming or going from Venezuela and its coast began. New this hour, we have a new statement from the U.S. European Command tweeting out confirmation.
All right, here's what they said. The Justice Department and the Department of Homeland Security, in coordination with the Department of War, announced the seizure of MV Bella 1. So they took a ship for violations of U.S. sanctions. The vessel was seized in the North Atlantic pursuant to a warrant issued by a U.S. federal court after being tracked by U.S. CGC Monroe. But it was called Marinara. I'm not crazy.
No,
it was crazy
I just sent it over. They said it was
Let me see.
Former Bella 1, now Marinara. Not like the sauce. It changed its name and reflagged to Russia to evade U.S. sanctions related to Venezuelan oil shipments. And this was just recently.
So it's like marinara, as in Marinera, not like, the pasta sauce or something like that. Yeah, the former tanker known as Bella 1 is called Marinara, having recently changed its name. Okay. Yeah, so that's what they went after the ship and they like rappelled on it and, full on like the Venezuelan president mission. The guys went in there and took control of this thing. And now we've got a whole bunch of the Venezuelan oil that had sanctions on it. And oil is playing a large part in what's happening here, what we're seeing for sure. And now what are the stories saying that, like, we are going to get between 30 to 50 million barrels of oil, which I don't know. How many gallons of gas does that make? 30 to 50 million barrels of oil. How many gallons of gas does that make? Let me know. But Venezuela will ship this oil, according to the United States, over to us. Maybe this makes some money for the Venezuelans because that's at least one of the goals that's going on here.
1 barrel equals 42 liquid gallons of gas. And how many did you say?
Let's say 50 million if it's on the high end.
All right, 50 million would be
200, right?
Carry the one.
He's counting them all, the digits. Is
that 2.1 trillion? No, billion.
No, it should be billion, right?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. 2.1 billion.
Gas.
That's a lot of gas. That's a lot. Now, how many gallons of gas do Americans go through in a week? Could it even get us through a week? We use a lot of this stuff. 2.1 billion gallons would get us some distance, but I don't know if it would even get us that far. But that's how much we have, and it's going to be sold at market prices, they said.
Americans consume a massive amount of gasoline, averaging around 376 million per day in 2023.
2.6 billion gallons per week.
So it wouldn't even last us a week, unfortunately. We're going to need more. But that's okay, because I think we're going to get more. President Donald Trump said Venezuela will turn over 30 to 50 million barrels of sanctioned oil. The money will be controlled by me, he says, as President of the United States of America, to ensure it's used to benefit the people of Venezuela and the United States. The 50 million barrels are only the first tranche, and shipments will continue indefinitely, sources said. U.S. sanctions against Venezuela will be selectively rolled back to enable the transportation and sale of the oil on global markets.
How are we going to sanction ourselves?
You've got to remove the sanctions, and then we can sell them all we want. Proceeds from the U.S. sales will settle at U.S.-controlled accounts, the sources said. We're going to market the crude coming out of Venezuela. First, this backed up stored oil, and then indefinitely going forward, we will sell the production that comes out of Venezuela into the marketplace. And they're talking about how that will be used to give money to the Venezuelan people, which is something that hasn't happened in a long time. Venezuela has a lot of oil reserves, for those of you who don't know, but mostly the people don't get anything from that. I mean, gas doesn't cost a whole lot in their country, but otherwise they have a whole bunch of issues that they're facing, obviously. Okay, another story real quick before we start to get to you and your dispatches. Again, you can join us on the show. Fire those off over at thenewsjunkie.com. But one of the dumbest controversies I saw today, beyond that of two guys riding a horse fully supported by C-Lane and Sabrina into a Target establishment. But beyond that, I think, is a man who has launched a lawsuit. And this is very, very dumb. I think we'll all agree on this, maybe for once. This is very, very dumb. And I want to put it on the Mo list because I have some questions. But this guy was at a restaurant, okay? And at the restaurant, he was out on a date. And he says he didn't know it, but the restaurant was like filming promo videos for the internet and TikTok and all the different social media platforms that you might imagine. Every restaurant does this. It's not like a weird thing. Like everybody does the thing.
Instagram, Twitter, y'all.
Here's our special of the day, and you film it, and then you put it up on your TikTok, and people go get it. This guy's in the background eating with this woman. The woman wasn't his wife, right? And so he's saying the restaurant is responsible for exposing his secret extramarital affair. And if they weren't filming and posting to social media, his wife wouldn't have seen him with another woman, and it wouldn't have caused him to get a divorce. So he's placing the blame strictly on this place where he was having dinner.
Like it wouldn't have been caught eventually?
I mean, even beside that, let's just tackle it from this level. Is it the business's responsibility to not expose people who are cheating?
Absolutely not.
I don't think so, right?
Unless you want to create a business that's like, hey, you ready to cheat? We got a place for you.
Right, yeah. If you cheaters eaters, if you open this establishment up,
well,
if you have secret little booths where nobody can see what you're doing, fine. But if you're in a restaurant,
in that case, you are giving your customers the expectation of privacy and secrecy. If you're like, hey, we have secret booths here, we will not blow up your spot here. But I think what Moses would tell us is, as he's said so many times before, is that if you're eating at a restaurant in public, you're just sitting at a table across from somebody, you don't have expectation of that sort of privacy.
You don't. And there's not their responsibility to cover up for your philandering, for your cheating on the side. It's not the business of these businesses to do that. And everybody knows if you're going to cheat on somebody, you go out of town, right? Go to a place where nobody knows any of you. And then they won't think it's weird that the two adults are sucking face in a restaurant in the middle of the day, which is instant cheating alarm bells going off everywhere. Now, the other alternative, and I might suggest this for everybody out there, perhaps don't cheat. Perhaps be faithful to the person that you're currently with if you care about them. And if you don't, then break up with them and move along to the next thing if that's what you're looking for. But this 42-year-old guy has filed a lawsuit saying his privacy was violated when the restaurant posted footage of him dining with another woman as part of their social media promotion. And he spent the evening dining with a secret lover instead of going out to a routine business dinner. The wife saw the video shortly after it was posted and announced that she had planned to leave him. That's it. See you later. I am done. And I think that Moses will probably say what Sealand said he would, but
this guy doesn't have a case at all.
Yeah,
Zero
this guy.
case.
It's always funny how many people can just file lawsuits where you go, this ain't going nowhere. We know nothing's happening with this.
I think even in a place where, like, I've been to places that say you are not allowed to take pictures here or video, I think your phone was allowed to be out, but if you look like you're taking picture or video, they'll throw your ass out.
At a restaurant?
At a bar.
Really? I've never seen that.
It was like a speakeasy style bar in Philadelphia that I went to.
Wow.
It was the one where you have to follow all the rules. Like, it was the soup Nazi of speakeasies.
Okay.
The guy that runs the place is a total dick. When I came back from Philly, we went over all of the reviews that this place has. And it's from butthurt people who didn't follow directions, and they
kicked out.
They don't want to mess with any of that, the shenanigans.
Okay, fine. If they have rules like that, I get it.
However, I think even in a place that has rules like that, I don't think you have an expectation of that sort of privacy unless what you were saying, like the Cheaters Eaters Depot, which is saying you have private rooms and you're protected. There's secrecy involved. If that's what you're advertising, then that's I think maybe there would be a little more. I don't know. There might be a little bit more damages you go after.
There's no promise from the restaurant that you're going to protect people. There's none, unless it's like you're saying. If they explicitly say, "Hey, we will not rat you out. Your anonymity is guaranteed at this restaurant. We're going to be fine." Unless they do that.
But I feel like that comes along with something you're signing.
Yeah, probably. Or at least
signage.
Information
is available.
Or signage up at the place. The only thing you can do in a situation like this is you can use it as exculpatory evidence. Okay? And we've seen this before. Now, what exculpatory evidence is usually evidence, I believe, that proves that you are innocent, that you didn't do this thing, something that looks good for your side of the case. And that has happened. Famously in the background of a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode, a guy was seen. God. And if he wasn't seen at the baseball game of the Curb Your Enthusiasm episode, he would have been charged with
murder.
Was it murder?
Murder and death penalty being an option for sentencing.
Yeah, this guy was in big trouble and was, after that was released and stuff. But overall, you can't expect these kind of things from these places. Give us your ideas, your thoughts. Tell us what's going on in your world. Record a dispatch right now at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll get to some of those. We'll get to some emails that are rolling in as well. All of that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is The Jim Colbert Show.
Have you ever been come on to by someone really older than you?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I've
42.
I've never done that. I've never like hooked up with somebody like considerably older than me. That's my wife's job. All right, 407-916-1041.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for our Wednesday, we'll begin our day once again with some patchy dense fog. We have a dense fog advisory in place until late morning. Otherwise, we'll see increasing sunshine after lunchtime. Temperatures will once again be on the warm side with highs near 80 degrees. Plan for a high of 79 today in Orlando. Even warmer temperatures, though, as we close out the work week with highs approaching the mid-80s. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Duke's Mayo. Duke's, it's got twang.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about Duke's Mayo. It says here it's got twang. That sounds good. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Folks, every once in a while, a company comes along that does things right, that does things the American way, the patriotic way. On the 250th anniversary of this country, there are some great companies out there like Mills Air. And what I mean by that is just that they're going to be honest with you. You know, it's so annoying to have people take advantage of you. People, and I've had it happen to me over the years too, people take the fact that you don't know much about something like your air conditioner to charge you much more than they should. And then there's companies that go, if we keep you for life as a customer, it'll all work out for us. Mills Air is that company. 407-277-1159. You need your AC fixed, 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
Start your engines. This January, the world's...
All right. Just noticed the Talk Boy. That's been there for a while. I think it does work. I think we played with it. Hey, that Talk Boy behind you. We tried that out. It works, right?
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. Told you. Credit card? You got it. Ooh, E-Fresh rocks with the good Mo question. If I slip poop in Target, horse Target. If I slip and fall on horse poop, who can I sue? Good call. Did you miss anything, Feral Kitten? I don't know. I don't know. You know when you left, when you came back. I do know this. I don't like this Sean being sick thing because I've been looking forward to secret shows. We've been 2 weeks off, trying to move around a whole bunch of different stuff to make it there. And now, I just don't know. Don't know if the guy's going to be feeling up for it. He's a little under the weather. Missed the start because you will fill in for him on secret shows. Who needs him for secret shows? I do. And Josh probably does too. Josh, do it from Josh's boy hole. That sounds a bit problematic. Bring a Venusaur back. Can you see YouTube now? I'll refreshing. Because you would be able to see it on... I see the same chat that you see, and you guys only see Twitch there on the screen. And now there's been no chat messages, so it's just Being weird. All right, we're coming back. Let's do this thing.
Absolutely love. Listen to Arroyo Grande wherever you get your podcasts.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the...
Don't forget, you could join the show. Send us what we call a dispatch. How do you do that? It's easy. You record it over on the website, thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. A warning. And you should probably listen to this if you're somebody who drives, has a commute to work anywhere, really on the East Coast, because I-95 has been, I guess, an absolute ground zero for a lot of really, really bad accidents. I-95, the famous interstate, is so bad and so full of accidents in certain parts that the sheriffs are stepping up and saying, we're going to crack down. Like, we have been chilling and not doing too much and not giving out a lot of tickets and not chasing you for like minor things, but enough's enough. It's over. We don't want I-95 to be dangerous anymore, so we're going out full force. And when they tell you this stuff, pay attention, because they're not just doing it for no reason. They're doing it because they're going to bust a whole bunch of people on I-95, and then afterwards, they're going to tell you, we told you so, we warned you, we said we were going to do this, and
now,
this
95 starting where?
95 in certain parts, like Brevard, I think, is really, really bad, Brevard County, but it's throughout, actually, it's all up and down the East Coast, that in this past 6 months, they have had many, many fatal accidents because of people's driving behaviors. And this guy, Wayne Ivey, I'm going to play in a second, he's not the only one doing this. But they're saying we are cracking down on I-95, baby.
We're partnering with the Florida Highway Patrol. Colonel Gary Howes and his team are out working it with us. But we have a new initiative. This is not going to be an operation because it's not going to end. This is the way it's going to be from here on in Brevard County. And that is the initiative is called This is the Only Warning You're Getting. And that warning was issued yesterday in a press conference. And starting this morning.
Wait, is all this the name of the initiative? The initiative is, this is the only warning that you're getting?
Some people still know how to write initiatives.
It sounded like all of that was the name of the initiative. This is the only warning you're going to get.
That warning was issued yesterday in a press conference. And starting this morning, we've already written over 100 tickets on Interstate 95.
Damn.
Today. We're still out here. I'm out on the side of the road with them. We just clocked 3 in a row, one at 96, one at 92, and one at 94.
What?
Move over, driving down the road today, a car passes me, not only speeding, but playing on their cell phone. So we are writing citations, no warnings, no excuses.
Damn.
I don't want to hear you whining and crying because I'll tell you right now, the families that have been impacted by the deaths out here, they're the ones that deserve the right to be crying right now because they lost somebody.
So he's saying no warnings, no nothing. This is the only warning. How many tickets did he say they've given out already?
Over 100.
He's given out like boatloads of tickets.
And then he named like 3 hyper speeders that I assume they ticketed as well, or that's all they clocked and they got away.
Well, no, I think they got those guys. I would hope at least. But I-95 is that bad. It's literally that bad. It says, citing a deadly streak of crashes on I-95 over the holidays, Wayne Ivey, the sheriff, warns his agency and the Florida Highway Patrol. This is just in the Southeast, but I've seen warnings in Connecticut, in I think Georgia, and in the Carolinas possibly too, all the same exact thing. Flanked by several Highway Patrol and Brevard County traffic team officers, he said this is the only warning you're getting because of multiple deadly crashes on I-95. This 72-mile stretch in particular in Brevard County, they are just getting people absolutely everywhere. He says these crashes were caused by excessive speed for one thing. And then the other thing that they've been mentioning is that a lot of the crashes have apparently occurred because of the left lane law, where people are just cruising in the left lane and not going fast enough, and they're going to start, boom, ticket, boom,
and that's when
ticket.
people start weaving around and being a little bit more reckless to get around
Cutting
the
from
slowpokes.
lane, to lane. And yeah, they released some video of a bust on that too, I think. Let's see what happens here.
You're being stopped for dangerous excessive speed. Speed limit's 45, not 100.
Okay, they pulled over somebody for going too fast, and then everybody started posting on that. Can we talk about left laners? People in the left lane cause all the accidents. Pull people over for sitting in the left lane. Can we start clearing out campers in the passing lane? Everybody started complaining about, hey, the problem is the people who go into the left lane and just cruise and aren't there for what you're supposed to be doing, passing people.
Okay, we got
a lot of them.
Yeah.
Sounds like a casino.
She's driving slow in the left lane. You can't just stay in the left lane.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The left lane is for passing only, not for camping out. Florida Statute 316-081 requires you to vacate the left lane to allow other vehicles to pass. You're required to move over, not make them move over.
Everybody is going to get tickets, man. It's gonna just start flying out there. I don't know what a left lane ticket costs, but it's probably not great.
I'm surprised you don't
I imagine. I don't stay in the left lane. No, I mean, I have done that before. I definitely have, because I didn't know that you just had to just like go the lane and then pass somebody and then go back in the other lane. But I pretty much always stay in the middle lane.
Yeah, center lane's where it's at.
Yeah, I'm just
I
cruising
like being
in the middle lane.
one or the other, because just in case something goes down, I have a median to cross over to.
I don't want to keep moving around is what I don't want to do. I just want to like sit there, hands on the wheel, and cruise along. And everybody else is like weaving in and out and stuff. I don't know, maybe that gets worse here, though. But let us know if you've seen that out there on the streets with things getting bad. A huge crackdown on the interstate on I-95.
It's probably good timing for this now that the holidays are done. It would have been a real, kick in the ass for people driving that don't normally, aren't normally on 95 all the time, but just doing holiday driving, and they're just cracking down, ticketing everybody.
Yeah. I mean, look, this is only going to cause people issues. And I thought he said hundreds of tickets are being given out. That means that the officers are like, no warnings, no nothing. You think you could be sweet and bat your eyes at them. None of it matters. It's not going to do anything. eFresh Rock says should have been even more tickets. A lot of people hate these left laners, but they're far from the only issue on the interstate, and you guys know this. You know this as well as anybody else does. It's not just that. It's people weaving in and out of traffic because they have zero patience. It's people who are paying no attention. How many days go by where you don't see somebody on their cell phone? Every day I see it. Every day now. I see somebody like sitting there staring at their cell phone. I saw a guy the other day watching a video. He's got his like phone up landscape view. He's watching.
I saw a couple. Like mom was in the passenger seat, dad was driving, both on their phones, kids in the back on iPads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I was like, this has to be 5 points.
It's not good. So they're cracking down on all this.
Sheriff Wayne Ivey posted. This was posted yesterday on the Space Coast Rocket, but Sheriff Wayne Ivey posted on Twitter. For those of you who thought we were only bluffing, why don't you ask the drivers who messed around and found out today if they think we were bluffing? They now collectively have 112 tickets to remind them to drive responsibly in Brevard County, and they broke it down for day one. I-95 tickets, day one, 86 for speeding, 10 to move over, 5 for driving while suspended license, 1 seatbelt violation, a flee or elude expired tag equipment violation, 3 no proof of insurance, 2 following too close, 1 handheld device, and 1 careless driving.
Damn, they are scooping you up out there.
Which I guess that means there's only 1 accident.
Right.
All of this was like speeding and moving over and all this stuff. Careless driving is what they write you when you get into a wreck, usually.
When people say, though, like, I know I've heard this before. Courtney may have even said this. Okay, I'm on I-95, and let's say the speed limit is 70 or whatever. A lot of people now just think that it's baked in that you are literally allowed to go 5 over, that you are like, that there is a grace zone, and that this is not just like something where they go, all right, we'll let that person pass. They're not going too fast.
I mean, I think they're
kind of
is.
I don't think so. I think you could get, if it's 70, I think you get a ticket for 71.
I think
That
legally,
would be ridiculous.
legally,
You might think it's ridiculous, but I think 70 is a speed limit. I don't think they go, that means it's 73. You're within some like grace area.
But if they clock you at 71, how are they? If you take it to court, that's going to be an issue. Those things
You
are
could
not
combat
like
that.
100% accurate.
Yeah, you could combat that,
But-
and they would have to say like, oh, I calibrated it at this time or whatever.
I think legally there was like, if you are driving 71 and a 70, yes, you are exceeding the posted speed limit. But I think for excessive speed, like the brackets of how much they could charge you go by how much you did over the speed limit. And I think the first bracket starts at 6 over.
Yeah. Well, does it? Does it work that way?
I thought that's how it was when I first started driving. It might be different now. Because I think if you were doing 72 and a 70 and they pulled you over for it, they would probably give you a warning. But if you were a total dick about it, they could write you a ticket for being a total dick.
Probably.
No,
Yeah.
but no. Usually they like sometimes if they want to write you a lesser ticket, it's like failure to comply with a posted traffic control device.
See, this is what people believe. The hippie Woe Viking on Twitch says, I believe they can't ticket you unless you're going 6 miles per hour over because there was a corrupt police department, she says. Everybody thinks that. It's like the driving without shoes and flip-flops thing and stuff. There's all these things that people just believe. I don't know that that's the case. I literally think if the speed limit is X, if you go X plus 1, you're breaking the speed limit, so you could get a speeding ticket, I think.
What's
wrong?
the driving without shoes thing?
Everybody thinks that you can't drive without shoes, but I think you're actually allowed to. I don't think there's a law.
I was always told that Florida was the only place you were allowed to drive without shoes. Everywhere else you had to have shoes.
Let me see. Let me just double check. It's not illegal to drive barefoot in Florida. There's no specific law against it. But when I was growing up, my dad, I would be walking out of the house. If I was leaving the house barefoot, my dad would be like, whoa, you're going to get pulled over. You're going to get a ticket. Can't drive barefoot.
First of all, Dad, how are they going to see that you're shoeless?
He
They're
was
gonna
worried about
pull
me.
you over?
You know what
What are you driving a Flintstones car?
You know what my counter argument to him back in the day was? I said, they sell gas pedals that are in the shape of a barefoot, so it must not be true. There's no way that you can't do that. But these are one of those things that everybody ends up believing.
But surely there's a law
Vicky-
enforcement officer that can verify with us.
Oh, I'm sure.
Remain anonymous if you want to, but is there a grace period? Can you get a ticket for going 1 mile over the posted speed limit?
And hold on, let's stipulate this. Here we go. Let's say Sabrina's driving down I-95. They're pulling people over everywhere, no warnings, all that stuff, right? And as Sabrina is driving down I-95, she is 1 mile per hour over the speed limit. Now, we all know that the officer doing this would be a stickler and a jerk and all that stuff. The stipulation is, could they do it, right? Not do they generally or usually, but could they write a speeding ticket if Sabrina was 1 mile per hour over the limit?
Okay.
Because that seems like it would you'd get everybody, right? Like when you guys drove to work today, how many people were legitimately going the actual limit on the road you were on?
Couldn't tell the ones that I was passing.
Yeah, right. We're both flying. You guys are going to get so many tickets. It's going to pile up. I hope it doesn't happen.
I don't drive on I-95.
Well, they're going to get you on other roads, too. You know why?
But they can catch me, cuppas.
Decent source of revenue right here. That's how it works for them. They end up making a little bit of extra money. All is well. We want to hear from you and see what you think about this. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. If you're in law enforcement, if you'd like to be anonymous, email tips@thenewsjunkie.com and tell us, hey, here's the deal, okay? This is the deal about this. And there's a lot of people emailing about this already. So we'll get into that when we come back. Plus this whole Stranger Things phenomenon. People are pissed off. What's the Netflix announcement today? We're going to watch. We're going to see what it is. I think a lot of these people are crazy, but we'll tell you some of the conspiracies that are boiling up. And that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
The all-new and improved iHeartRadio app is now available with all new features. Download it for free and make Real Radio 104.1 your number one preset for a chance to win cool stuff at Real Radio events.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
On your ride this afternoon, you're going to run into some slowdowns getting through the city on I-4 westbound before that 408 interchange. Some familiar delays still between Osceola Parkway and Apopka Vineland Road, and that's about it. There's no accidents, no surprises tying you up or slowing you down on all the major roadways. But if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. The once-a-year sale and clearance is here. Upgrade today with Mattress Firm's quality selection of top brands. Let their sleep experts find the perfect bed to help transform your nights. They make sleep easy.
Speed Weeks, presented by Advent Health, returns to the World Center of Racing, February 11th through the 15th. From Daytona 500 qualifying and the Duel at Daytona to the Craftsman Truck Series, ARCA Menards, and the United Rentals 300. It all leads to the 68th running of the Daytona 500 on Sunday, February 15th. Don't miss a moment. Upgrade with the Hard Rock Bet Fan Zone for the ultimate race day experience. Secure your seats now at Daytona500.com or call 1-800-PIT-SHOP.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. Right now, trade values vary by thousands of dollars from one dealer to the next. But at Greenway Kia, over 40 dealerships compete to buy your trade. And that competition could put up to $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value in your pocket. Your trade could be worth more than you think. See for yourself at greenwaykias.com or visit one of our 3 metro area locations today. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Greenway Kia.
Negative equity refinance expires 1/5/26. Hey, Russ Rollins here. So I went to the doctor 2 weeks ago, and my doctor said, what have you been doing different? Because all your numbers are better than they've ever been. And I told her that I had Valium. What is Valium? Valium helps you understand what you should be eating for your body right now. It really is a great, great test, easy to do, and I think everyone should give it a try. If you're making new changes for the new year, Valium, try it. It's spelled V as in victory, IOME.com, Valium.com. Tell them Russ and the Monster sent you.
Eligibility and results may vary. If you're on Medicare and living in the Orlando area, getting great dental care doesn't have to be confusing or expensive. Sage Dental is here to help you understand your Medicare benefits and make your care as simple and affordable as possible. Whether you need a routine cleaning or advanced care like implants, crowns, oral surgery, or custom dentures, Sage Dental brings all your dental needs conveniently together under one roof. At Sage, we use the latest in dental innovation, including minimally invasive techniques for more comfort and faster healing. Need a crown? Sage can create same-day custom crowns right in our office. In addition to Medicare, we accept most insurance plans. No insurance? Our Sage Care Plus plan can save you up to 65% on general or specialty dental care. Sage Dental, leading with innovation centered on your care. Same-day appointments available. Call 800-218-8877. 800-218-8877. That's 800-218-8877.
A new year brings new goals, new opportunities, and sometimes new chapters. If you've built a business you're proud of, 2026 might be the year you turn your hard work into real value. At Transworld Business Advisors, we help business owners confidentially explore what they're...
Hello. Guys talking all kinds of trash about YouTube. They're going to be coming for you. They're just making them read it. That's rude. I'm sorry, YouTube people. You have to just sit there and read this from these Twitchers. Just ran to the bathroom and saw John Morgan in the hallway. Suited up. Are you very friendly, Bootsy? Because the Nightbot doesn't look very... Talking all kinds of mean words. Oh, there's a friend. There's a friend across the way. All right, we're back in 40.
Having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human. Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the...
Today on the show, it's the world's most viral newsroom. And you can learn more about the show, as always. All you have to do is go over to the website, which is thenewsjunkie.com. Thank you for being patient. I am getting a bout of whatever the hell is going around today. I don't know what it is, but it's everywhere. And
it's been everywhere. I mean, over the Christmas holiday, I felt like everybody on the social medias was getting something. They were posting about it. We had a couple people in our circle that got it like right day after Christmas.
I usually know where I got it from. I don't have any clue.
Something's in the air, man. It's around this time, I feel like, every year, and summer, like peak summers when people start getting sick.
Do you do you feel the need to identify where you got it from?
No, but I generally I'm sitting there and I'm watching, and somebody's like coughing in public, and I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Not even covering their mouth.
Yeah, and they're
Nasty
just.
ass.
I see it flying out. I'm like, oh God! And, I'm
Were you
talking to
like
Courtney.
that before COVID?
Yes. Yeah, I've always been like that. Yeah, I hate when people are like hawking stuff up all over the place in a public space.
I think before 2020, there was a lot of people who never used the term aerosolizing. You know, they're just they're aerosolizing the germs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the biggest freedom person you'll ever meet in your life, but I think those people should be arrested. I think the people who are
for spreading germs,
they're like in public, just completely covering the world with all their gook and gawk and everything that they're just shooting around at you. It should be a really, really big punishment for it. I mean, it won't be because I'm not in charge, at least for now.
You have to wear a mask everywhere you go.
No mask, but just you
As
stay
a punishment.
inside. You stay inside if you're sick, like me today, inside, not trying to get either one of you sick. I don't believe I've ever gotten you got. Well, maybe I have. I don't know. It's been a lot of years doing the show, so it could be that I got you guys sick at some point in time. Are you guys telling me you don't know? Usually, like when you get sick, you're like, I know exactly who that was.
No,
depends on the sickness.
No, the first time I got COVID, I had been to a concert. I don't know exactly, who got me sick.
The first time I got COVID, I'm pretty sure I narrowed it down to the event in which it happened, and then the last time I got COVID, I just blame all of Italy.
I'm not talking about COVID. I'm
That's
talking
the only
about
one I feel like I can narrow down sickness. When you come
being
in
sick
cold,
in general. Like when you get, like when's the last time you guys got the flu? Have you had the flu at any point in time?
years ago.
Okay.
Many years
I had it at the very beginning of 2020 before we started doing COVID stuff, so it could have been either.
You were a trendsetter, really.
I might have been.
Absolutely. Everybody is. I say everybody.
But the reason I asked is because I had a family member get sick after Christmas, and then in the text thread with this family member, they kept trying to like narrow it down to which of the people gave her this sickness, and I was like, nobody's been as sick as you have. That's
Freak.
been only you. And I don't know. Does it make it any better to have the name of somebody?
Hold on, are you guys not on the same page with this either? Do you think you have a right to be a little tiny bit, not a lot, but a little tiny bit angry if you find the person that got you sick?
A little bit angry, sure.
Yeah,
I would be upset, to the point of confronting? Probably not. It's already happening. But yeah, I'll do the sleuthing to see who I maybe got it from. Is there peace of mind attached to that? Maybe not.
I don't need to do an investigation. I don't need, I don't need to confront the person. But I do, when I know who it was, I'm like pretty sure who it was. I'm like, oh man, and I get irritated at that person for the time wasted and the throat burn that is experiencing right now. But I have no idea who it was who put me in this position here. We were talking earlier, so let's get this out there about Stranger Things. Just for the record, be prepared. C-Lane has never seen even a single episode of Stranger Things.
Oh my gosh! Why do you keep changing this narrative?
Is it this you said last time we talked about this?
He saw the first season.
I saw last time we talked about this, which was yesterday. That I probably lost it somewhere around the second season. I watched the first season. I thought it was great.
He hasn't seen a single episode of the last season of Stranger Things. All right,
definitely not.
Hasn't seen a single episode. He doesn't want to go back into the underground, into Hawkins, and explore this. But so many of these people who have been addicted to this show do. They can't get enough, and they're not happy with this finale, like the series finale that happened. So everything they can do to dream that, like, no, that wasn't really the end. No, there's a new episode that's going to drop. No, the episode 9 is going to drop. It's the big announcement from Netflix. It's Cope City. There's so much cope going on where these people just want the show to stick around. Now, you know who's not upset? The people from the show. They're done. They had a good time. They enjoyed themselves. Let me give you Let me give you an example of how the fans are doing. They're freaking out online and all that stuff versus how the actual stars of Stranger Things are doing. Here's Dustin from Stranger Things in a club in Atlanta. All right.
Oh, he's having a time.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's doing okay. I think, everything's okay in his world. He's partying up with a bunch of people.
If there's anything extra, it's already been filmed, Sean.
No, I understand that. But what I'm saying is they're not sitting there thinking, oh, I wish this was still going on. Oh, no, I'm so pissed off about this. The actors from Stranger Things are like, we did it. We had fun. We popped champagne. I don't know if most of them could do that. But we celebrated the end of this, and it's over. But the people who are the fans of Stranger Things, they just can't step away from it. So now there's like Conformity Gate. There's Netflix.
I find Conformity Gate very fascinating.
Netflix has debunked this whole theory, though.
They are feeding into it. 1,000%.
How are they feeding into it, though?
Changing their bio on Instagram, changing what you, if you search for certain terms within the Netflix app, it leads to Stranger Things. There are little Easter eggs. Duffer Brothers are also feeding into it.
But the announcement thing the announcement thing that they did was about like all sorts of Netflix shows, not Stranger Things.
They announced a documentary that's coming out on the 12th. But
yes,
and
an animated series.
Correct. But there is rumors that there may be another announcement of some sort at some point today.
Yeah, well, no, there is an announcement from Netflix, but I don't think it has anything to do with Stranger Things. I might be wrong. I could be wrong. But what I think it was just gauging from the commercial, which we watched on the show, I think yesterday or something, or the day before. They're like, big announcement from Netflix. Here it comes, here it comes. But they showed like stuff from all sorts of Netflix shows, like One Piece and all these other big Netflix shows that are out there. They showed little tidbits of them all over the place. I felt like when I watched it, again, I could be wrong. I felt like what they were teasing was an AI recommendation engine for Netflix.
Really?
That's what it seemed like to me. It was like, how do you find what you're going to watch next? Right? Like
I thought they were just doing like their version of upfronts. Didn't they start doing that last year or the year before?
They are doing that today. They're like tweeting all the new trailers from shows and et cetera, et cetera. But if there was something that was going to be like a big announcement that was like a thing, it seemed to me like they were going to announce something that would tell you what to watch next, maybe, but not that like Stranger Things wasn't really done. Has there ever been a show? Think about this for a second. In the history of television where they pretended like it ended and then, oh, nope, big secret. There's another secret episode. Has that ever happened?
I can't answer to a TV series that's done that, but I can answer to a film franchise that has done that.
Which one?
Indiana Jones.
And where they said it was over?
Yep, and then 2 more movies came out.
No, but not like this. Like they're saying season finale, series finale, whole thing. And then for the people who did that to then go, just kidding. Like they would never do that. They would want wouldn't they want the drama of having one more episode as opposed to what they have now?
Probably. I mean, their numbers were really good for that series finale.
Oh my God. The theater run made $25 million or something. People are comparing it to this moment from The Office, believe it or not, where Scott's Tots.
Yeah.
Like the producers right now are like, oh, you think we got more? No, we don't. We don't have anything more for you. Much like in Scott's Tots from The Office, they all thought that Michael Scott was going to buy everybody in the classroom, as promised, a laptop. Or was he going to pay for their schooling?
He was supposed to pay for their schooling.
He was supposed to pay for their schooling, and then they all like did this whole big presentation, and he's like, I don't have that money. I thought I'd be independently wealthy, but I'm not. So there's just theories everywhere about this, absolutely all over the place. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Jonathan emails the show. He says, sup, news junkies. Sean, you mentioned, that you like to ride in the middle lane on the highway. Hopefully, you're not part of the problem also. It's fine to ride in the middle lane as long as you're driving faster or passing people that are in the right lane.
Okay, now I think we're making up rules here. There's
it's only the left lane that has a rule, right?
I believe so. The left lane is the passing lane. You can't tell me that on a highway where you have 3 lanes in your direction that you're supposed to still just stay in the rightmost lane and only pass on the left 2.
Nobody's doing that. He says, as far as I'm concerned, you should be in the right lane.
We might be doing that, but I don't know that there's laws for it.
He says, as far as I'm concerned, you should be in the right-hand lane unless you're passing people. That might even be part of that law about the left-hand lane. Well, so then there's only 1 lane left over, or however many lanes left over. Everything else is a passing lane. I don't think that's true, but it could be. We have a police officer who is emailing the show, and it says, hey, junkies, I am a police officer in Brevard County. The first speeding ticket is 6 to 9 miles per hour over. At 1 to 5 miles per hour over, you can only get a warning, but you can be stopped still, just no ticket for that particular offense. Also, every county has fees associated with tickets. In Brevard in particular, it's $134 for 6 to 9 miles over the speed limit.
That has gone up.
Is this list them all? Okay, yeah. Hang on, let me see if I can open this. All right. It says miles over the speed limit. Here's the fine chart from this anonymous police officer. 6 to 9 miles over the speed limit, 134. 10 to 14, 209. 15 to 19, 259. 20 to 29 miles over, 284. And then at some point you get to like that excessive amount, the one that you can get arrested for.
Hold on. It says fine amount and school amount.
School.
What was
like
the
school zone?
School zone, yeah.
It can't be school zone because the school amount is less than the fine amount.
Oh, yeah, it is. That doesn't make any sense.
So I'm taking, is this if you elect to go to traffic school?
Oh, it must be, yeah.
I thought you were supposed to save a lot more than $9.
Yeah.
Some of those you can get like 2 tickets to a comedy show.
Yeah.
So there's the real saving.
Thing is, if you're going to get a ticket for $134 for going 6 miles per hour over, you might as well go 29 miles over the speed limit. It's only $150 more. It seems like, why not go? If you're going to go over 6 miles an hour over the speed limit, you might as well haul ass.
Man, I wonder if I can look up my first speeding ticket and see what the fine was, because I don't think it was $134.
Here's another one. Mike says, tips at thenewsjunkie.com. I'm all for the enforcement of the highway down in Fort Lauderdale. Miami and I-95 is a racetrack. The other problem is the population has outstripped the road capacity. To drive from West Palm to Fort Lauderdale right now, the average is over an hour. This is nuts. And they've added toll lanes in the real heavy traffic sections, which compounds the problem. They need to pull over more people, this person is saying. Well, we'll take more thoughts on that. More officers weighing in. We'll get to all of that as we roll on. We got the next episode before too long. And you're coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning. I don't know why I put up with you? You suck, and I don't want to be married anymore. And then he'll be like, but you want my paycheck coming in here, don't you? And then she goes, if you don't shut your mouth, I'm going to stop cleaning the bed sheets when you S in them.
Oh.
And he goes, hey, shut up.
All right. Let me see if I can find this. There's no documents for what I believe to be my very first track. Oh, financial. The payment that I made, $69.20. $69.20, and that might be with a fee because the amount I had in my head seemed like 67. $69.20. Oh, this was careless driving. No, this might have been the time I got hit. It's still my fault. Yeah, this might be the time that I pulled in from the center lane too early, and me and somebody else's side mirrors hit each other and knocked them off. 30 miles an hour over is jail time. Is it? Is that what the new... I don't think I ever go 30 miles an hour over. I don't even have that much room to speed. Elected school option. This was 2002. So I would have been 16. Oh, yeah, because I was driving by myself. Didn't get any tickets before I could drive by myself. So that was like, my first couple months of driving. Got a little dust up. Let's see, unlawful speed in 2006. They got me. They said 64 and a 55, and then they put in the notes reduced from 71 miles an hour. I was speeding a little harder than. I think that's just them not wanting to go to court on that. Well, no, I mean, he was being nice about it. It is if you take him to court, he'll tell you, he'll say, no, this is how much I took it down. I don't see the amount on this one, but on the page it said $80.50. So still. Elected to pay civil penalty. Elected school option. Oh, that was 2006. Did I just say screw it? I'm going to not do the school option? Put the point on my license? This guy's playing fast and loose. Yeah, another elected school option. $76. Damn, these things have gotten out of control. This is how they'll ban human drivers from highways. Well, there have been movies that have sort of predicted that the human control of vehicles will be outlawed. Frowned upon even. I'm fine with that. That was, I think iRobot was the one where they were getting on the guy for manually controlling his own vehicle. They're like, whoa, you don't do that. This is dangerous. But then in iRobot also all the vehicles were moving super fast, so. I want to take a Johnny Cab from Total Recall so I can rip out the robot and drive it myself. There was So it's so weird when you go on these 2-week breaks. Because there was a story that I saw like right as our vacation started, and it was a Waymo story. And so I keep paying attention to these Waymo stories because they're supposed to have Waymo in Orlando soon. And so I saw one, and I tried to go back to it and find out what the Waymo story was. And it was that one of them, with a passenger inside, I think, drove into the scene of a fire. Like a fire that was being fought? Maybe? Let's see. Waymo drives into fire. Yeah, this was in Hollywood in L.A. Waymo ride took a wrong turn on Melrose Avenue, which doesn't seem like it should be able to do that, take a wrong turn. Maybe it was a wrong turn because it wasn't supposed to go down there. Oh. The autonomous car drove past road flares into an area near Van Ness, where the LA Fire Department had blocked the street. It appeared they had one passenger in the back seat. The car stayed inside the closure before it made a U-turn and drove away. Is that a wrong turn, or is it only a wrong turn because it was blocked off? But the Waymo should know better. Active standoff with the police. Now that is kind of crazy. Waymo is testing in Orlando, Bootsy, but I don't think that I could actually order a Waymo like today. It'd be cooler if I could. I think because they have to, first of all, they have to get the cars used to driving around the area. They got to familiarize themselves with the place, and they have to see what's going to go wrong before they start letting people ride in there. I can't wait. I hope it's in my area. I hope I'm able to hop in a Waymo, and I think we should be able to have our own, though. I think it should not be just one company. If you let Waymo in town, you should be able to have your own driverless car. But that's just me. Back in a second.
Reaching for the stars.
Search Casey Kasem and make these your next presets. iHeartRadio.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Where common sense meets complete nonsense. This is the News Junkie.
Moment. Also, a war that I didn't expect just breaking out online. What are they fighting over? We'll get to that here in just a moment. Send your dispatches now at thenewsjunkie.com. Quick question for everybody on the show here. And feel free to be honest. The people will know if you're lying. If you are in this exact situation, okay, I want to know what your response is. If you're in this exact situation, Sealand and Sabrina, you're driving around a parking lot, and it's one of those situations where you're on the hunt. You're trying to find an open parking spot.
The perfect spot.
Yeah. Well, not really, no. You're trying to find any because there's no parking spots
Packed to the
available.
gills.
Yeah, you've been there. It's so annoying. And you're looking around, and you go, oh, I think somebody's backing out over here. Just happened to us at Costco the other day. And you're looking, and then you see a spot open and somebody zooms in. You're just on the hunt trying to get one of these spots, okay? We've all been through this. Now, if you're sitting there waiting, you got your blinker on, you're ready to turn in, you're waiting for somebody to pull out of a spot, you finally found one after all of this time, and somebody swoops in and steals your spot, what do you do? Do you ignore it? Do you keep going to find another spot? Do you confront that person? This is the question I have for you today.
So internally, I am enraged off the bat.
Me too.
I probably realistically won't confront, but there has been one time that I did. only because of the placement. It wasn't a parking lot, but it was the perfect parallel parking situation in which I'd indicated I was going to be there for.
What happened? You went up to this
I put down the
person.
window.
You're
I
like,
go, "What the heck, man? What happened?" I forget what was said because it was a very quick exchange. I didn't put the car in the park and continue.
How does somebody snipe you out of a parallel parking spot?
Oh, because I was at the cross road at the stop sign, and they just saw it backed up and swooped, and I was just trying to follow the road rules.
I don't even know that
saw
you could.
me.
But did you go
I'm
up
just
and
giving my example of actually saying something to somebody.
Did you give him the what for? Like, how dare you?
I was I was waiting there, man. You saw me. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I'm like, "Okay, I guess I'm gonna go look around for something else." When it came to a parking spot, sure, it's happened to me in a parking lot, but I probably will not confront anybody.
I'll tell you, with Courtney one time going to the movies, I think I talked about this after it happened. Somebody absolutely stole our spot, 100%, sniped it. We were waiting. We had the blinker on. There were no spots. We were sitting there for about 2 minutes waiting for this spot. And then some car full of these young guys swoops up, steals the spot, and Courtney's enraged. She's enraged. And she's like, pissed off. And I go, "What do you want me to do? You want me to get out of the car? There's 5 dudes that are packed into this car that just stole this spot. What would you have me do about this?" And she's like, "Nothing really. I'm just pissed." And I go, "If it was one dude, I'd go over there and go, 'Hey man, put it in reverse, get the hell out of here. You can't take our spot like this.'" But there are dangers. And I'm talking about this for a reason. We'll get into that in a second. But C-Lane, have you ever had an encounter with somebody who stole a parking spot like that from you?
I have been confronted. Because I was the one doing the stealing.
You were the thief. My God.
But much like in Sabrina's situation, I think it wasn't like a cut and dry kind of thing where usually when this happens and you're in a parking lot and you've got your blinker on trying to indicate to people that you have that spot, usually it's a two-way parking lot, correct?
Right. Yeah. Right. A lot of times.
And so I was in a place where there's only one-way parking, and I got the front spot. I didn't see that there was a person who was waiting to turn in there. I didn't see the blinker on. Probably wasn't paying attention to that person. And I did not hear whether or not they honked at me.
They probably did.
But when I got out of the car, they were yelling at me. And I was probably like high school or just out of high school age, so they were more likely, and I was by myself, so they're more likely to yell at me. I'm like, "Dude, I didn't see you. Do you want me to move?" And he goes, "No." I'll go, "Then we're done here."
Wow. That you asked if they wanted you to move and they still said no? I've been like, hell yes. Yeah. Get out of the parking spot. Ghost says, "Be petty" over on Twitch and deflate their tires. Well, that's one way to do it. Here's another. This is why I ask you this question. From WSB in Atlanta, Georgia. A man was shot and killed in a fight over a Target parking spot.
I saw this last night. This is nutso.
And the idea that this happens is not a rare one. I mean, I think this happens more often than most people think. It says a man died after he was shot in the parking lot of a Target store in coastal Georgia. Police said he was shot over a parking spot. It was around 6 p.m., so not even like, some crazy time. It's like right there in the middle of the evening, 6 o'clock, and there was a fight over this parking spot. One pulled out a gun and shot and killed the other. And now you're at the point where there's a GoFundMe for this. Wow, it's doing well. $143,000 raised because there's now 3 kids left behind. And so I asked, this is what's in my mind. I asked to you today, does this make you think about those interactions differently? Like if somebody steals your parking spot, I go, what's the risk assessment here? I don't want to get myself killed or my partner killed. I don't want anybody else to get hurt for what is just a stupid thing over a parking spot.
You don't know who's going to snap.
I also don't want people to run all over me. I mean, I think that's probably why you lashed out at the person. It feels like they're just they're just being rude to you and taking advantage. And so I it's hard because I don't know what to do. But when you see that people are crazy enough to kill somebody over this, it makes me think twice about it for sure. $143,365 raised. And it says Michaela and her 3 young children are facing an unimaginable loss after the sudden passing of her husband, Matt. And he was the guy who was at this Target. They were fighting over a parking spot. Some lunatic brings out a gun and just starts shooting at him. And I want to know how that makes you feel. Does that make you change your mind about these interactions, or have you had them before? Let us know. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, they're fighting over Greenland out there. I guess Marco Rubio and the press were having it out back and forth. Let's listen in. Let's see how this went here. Let's see.
To lawmakers, does the U.S. intend to buy Greenland? Does the U.S. intend to buy Greenland? Can you clarify your comments to lawmakers this week?
Well, that's always been the president's intent from the very beginning. He said it very early on. I mean, this is not new. He talked about it in his first term, and he's not the first U.S. president that has examined or looked at how could we acquire Greenland. There's an interest there. But so I just reminded them of the fact that not only did Truman want to do it, but President Trump's been talking about this since his first term.
The White House put out a statement
they're fired up, man.
saying that the military option is on the table. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. They said that the military option is on the table. So is the administration really willing to risk the NATO alliance by potentially moving ahead with military operations?
What I think the White House said yesterday is what I will tell you now, and I've always said. The president always retained the option. Every president, not this president, every president always retains the option. I'm not talking about Greenland. I'm just talking about globally. If the president identifies a threat to the national security of the United States, every president retains the option to address it through military means. As a diplomat, which is what I am now, and what we work on, we always prefer to settle it in different ways. That included in Venezuela.
So now they're saying they do reserve the right to go in, swoop in, and grab Greenland if they'd like to, and use the U.S. military for this. And the question there, like, are you willing to risk the NATO alliance? It could blow up NATO if that happened. A lot of other countries are panicking about this, like France and
was
Denmark.
he saying the swoop in part about Greenland, or was he referring to Venezuela? Because
he was saying for anything that they view as a threat.
Or do we view Greenland as a threat?
I don't.
No. I know we view it as a strategic place to have a military base, but
yeah,
is not having the military base a threat?
Chill.
Here's the weird thing. If you say it's a threat, so we want Greenland, but the threat is that if we don't have Greenland, that something bad will happen to us, boy, really puts Greenland in an awkward position there. They didn't necessarily do anything wrong. They're not threatening the United States, but they're up for grabs in the mix here. And that's how this is all playing out. So I don't know. Nobody knows what's going to happen.
Greenland's we're the hunting uncle from South Park. Like, it's coming right for us. Bang, 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 bang.
Start firing. We'll have to see what happens. But there is more movement and posturing to make some move on Greenland. And meanwhile, the real war is underway. I didn't expect this to happen, but here we are. There has been a new front launched by the Trump administration. And this war is on something that was very, very a big part, I think, of my childhood. But they've decided to blow it all up and start over. The Trump administration is declaring war on the food pyramid. And saying enough is enough.
So no more bread.
They bounced out the food pyramid, and now they launched this new one.
Oh, it's upside down now.
It is. It's an upside down pyramid, which I don't know what that means. But it just says eat real food on the, upside down triangle, pyramid, whatever. I guess a triangle's never truly upside down. We don't need to get into the ins and outs of that. But,
no, Sean, come on.
It says eat real food on the top. And then it's like everything is smashed into
this is telling me nothing.
It's like all the food that's on the pyramid is all smashed into one thing, and it says eat real food, except for like there's a line between that and bread at the bottom. So maybe like eat less bread.
I'm sorry, but our food pyramid was a little bit easier to decipher.
I don't know what to do.
Threw it all together, huh?
Hang on, they have a website. It says real food starts here. Better health begins on your plate, not in your medicine cabinet.
Didn't the pyramid kind of tell us how much of each we were supposed to consume on it?
This one doesn't.
No.
You're supposed to have a giant broccoli the size of your head.
I guess if it's on the top, am I supposed to have more? Like I'm supposed to have a whole bunch of chicken and then cheese and meat.
Supposed to have more. Is that a T-bone?
Is it yogurt there? I mean, and less bread, I guess, is what they're saying. There's an announcement video. Let's see what they said here.
America is facing a full-scale health emergency. More than 70% of adults are overweight or obese. More than half are diabetic or pre-diabetic. Chronic disease touches nearly every single American family.
We're fat, I know.
This did not happen by accident. It happened because real food was pushed aside, replaced by highly processed products. Junk food became the foundation of the modern American diet.
Okay, I have to say, I don't disagree with any of this so far. I think America is fat. We do have a problem with eating garbage food, and eating better, more natural foods is better, and it's probably one of the many reasons why we're fatter now that we're not doing that. So I don't disagree with any of that.
And we're paying the price with our health. But that ends today.
Okay,
We are resetting our nation.
That ends today.
Yeah, but it sounded like he was out of breath when he said today. He's like,
He's a fat guy.
I'm not taking health advice. I get plenty of health advice. I don't need to take it from somebody who's like, today.
Are you saying they didn't check to see if the voiceover guy was too fat to do the commercial?
They may not have.
He is sweating his ass off at this point.
The whole thing is a secret attack on the voiceover guy. He's like, the Americans are fat. Oh, what the hell? Diabetic. Hey, what the hell? He's out of breath at the end of this.
We are resetting.
Let me bring it back.
But that ends today. We are resetting how our nation eats. Real food is back at the center of the American diet. Real food that nourishes the body.
How?
That restores health. That brings back energy. And that builds strength. This is what it takes to make America healthy again. Under the leadership of President Trump, we are reclaiming the food pyramid and fixing a system
I'm sorry, was that just a field of buffalo?
We're taking Greenland, baby. We're reclaiming the food pyramid.
We have Venezuela, a.k.a. New Florida.
We are taking out all of those buffaloes so we can have some Buffy nuggets for you and your healthy child.
A lot of stock footage used here.
Been broken for far too long. Today, HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and USDA Secretary Brooke Rollins introduced the most significant change to federal nutrition guidance in the history of this nation. This is the new pyramid, dietary guidelines for Americans. A national reset built on real food.
I mean, they said it's like the biggest change, but they don't tell me what to do, really. America is sick. The data is clear. Like, yeah, I'm not really denying any of that. Again, a beautiful website.
But you think, how is this
here's
going
the old
to change
one.
everything?
Here's the old one. And C-Lane's right. Told us how many servings to have. And then is this the new one? It makes me scroll. We could solve this crisis. Introducing the new pyramid. And then they launch it. Protein, dairy, health and fats, vegetables and fruits, and then whole grains at the bottom. So it's upside down. And everything is just on the top, but it doesn't say what you're supposed to eat. All of the things in the picture.
The old pyramid said, like, how many servings, fats, oils, and sweets
We
used
don't need
sparingly.
that.
You
We
know?
just need all the pictures together, Christopher.
I'm going to eat chicken and cheese, and I'm going to be good to go, according to this. I'm excited about it. Okay, there is, like, if you go further down, realfood.gov, they do give you, like, how many kilograms per your body weight, et cetera, et cetera.
What's that bowl over there on the right?
This here?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Beans and rice? It might be beans and rice, but it's hard to tell.
1 can of tuna and a yogurt with a spoon in it.
Beautiful website. But go check that out. They're declaring war on the food pyramid at realfood.gov. All right, when we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? The 83rd Golden Globes is just around the corner, so let's peek into the rich people's rich bags o' swag. We bid adieu to a little rascal, and we say hello to a lawsuit over a famous guy's girthy rascal, allegedly. Plus, the internet's case on Stranger Things, Exhibit A through 11. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Good Sauce with Ross and Joel. At 9, it's Real Laughs, followed by Real Music Weekends at 10 on Real Radio 104.1 and on your free iHeartRadio app.
From the Odoo.com weather.
How's your pyramid? Let's see. What is the new pyramid? Ugh. Sounds like a lot of fluff. Oh my gosh, they have on this app. I don't know if you guys can see it. They have like a couple different little things on this pyramid thing. All right, maybe I'll take a screenshot and put it up on the stream so you guys can see it. It looks like Cards Against Humanity. Like they're like, what do the kids know about? What do we want? Snipping tool. No pyramids allowed. Well, a pyramid, first of all, it doesn't look like a pyramid. It looks like a triangle. And second of all, it's upside down. But if you scroll further down this list, and I'm going to find it here. I'm going to... gotta find this. I mean, usually all my apps are kind of just running all the time. The food funnel. Hey, babe. Ready to funnel? Oh, where the hell did that save to? This is annoying. This is a... All right, I found it. That took forever. Does this not look like Cards Against Humanity down in their resources thing? Like they're trying to show you something that you're kind of used to. Especially the Scientific Foundation for the Dietary Guidelines for Americans, the white on black. That's all I can see when I look at this part of the website. Weird. Almost looks like they would even have it in card form. I don't really see anything in this pyramid that I wouldn't eat, though. There's some good stuff. Got your red beans and rice. Ground beef, not so ground beef, cheese. What is it that they're telling us we can't eat? Give us that. Why don't we just follow the president's diet? We would all be perfect, right? It wouldn't be perfect, but I do like some of that stuff he eats. I am team Filet-O-Fish all day. Just saying.
It was on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The biggest stories of the day in all their glory and insanity. You're listening to the...
of entertainment and beyond. We'll see what's going on out there in the world with you and your dispatches as well. Keep sending those in over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Why? Why do we gotta leave? Oh, we brought a horse into the Target?
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey.
Awkward pause, awkward pause.
Smoke weed every day.
Who edited that?
The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Dawn, thatmortgageguydon.com, and the Home Loans Radio Show. If you are looking to refinance, buy your first dream home, debt consolidation, start a business, or expand the business you have, work with someone who has got your back. He's an expert, but he's also looking out for you and your family. Start that process today by going to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
It was a mere 132 years ago. John, you remember that, right?
No.
Ah, well, it was 1894, and one of the earliest motion picture experiments took place at the studio of which famous guy from that time? For
Johnny
4 points.
Carson?
In 1894.
Oh.
I have no idea.
You said
It was the earliest motion picture experiment that took place on this day at the
MGM.
house of
Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer.
Thomas Edison. That was very close. I'll give you 2 points. In West Orange, New Jersey. And what was that early motion picture experiment?
Color? I don't know. It's too early for that.
It was a comedian named Fred Ott, filmed doing something crazy called, wait for it, sneezing. Shall we listen in?
That was one of the early. That's not 132 years ago.
Congratulations, sneeze. First filmed sneeze 132 years ago. And challenge to every person else that is alive and in the entertainment industry, come up with something in the next year so I can talk about it on this day, because that's the most interesting thing in all of history. Now, someone who is making history by dying is this next story. We bid adieu to Little Rascals child actor Sidney Kibrick, who has passed away at the age of 97.
Which rascal was he?
He was, you got to help me out with this, because I didn't watch this original series. I imagine he was in the black and white version, the film Shorts, 1930s. Womb. W-O-I-M. Woim.
Worm?
Is it worm, but minus how you spell it?
I don't know. I know alfalfa, Weezer.
Yep.
It says
Froggy.
Woim, the
Woim.
Brooklynese for worm. He was like a worm.
Oh, he's a
Woim.
Woim.
Oh,
Yeah.
like the guy in the Penguin talk. It's like, Woim, I got to go to work. Mom. So throughout his career, Kibrick appeared in 27 of the Our Gang Little Rascals shorts, which were made between 1935 and 1939. And his character was the sidekick of the neighborhood bully, Butch, who was played by Tommy Bond. His nickname, Woim. He left Hollywood at the age of 11, but his legacy lived on through the comedy shorts, and so much so that he was mentioned in the news today as dying at the age of 97. May he rest in peace. Something that we heard that died at the end of 2025 is alive, kind of.
Uh-oh.
And that is MTV Rewind.
Okay.
All thanks to a fan. We have a new free website called MTV Rewind, featuring not one, not two, but 27,000 classic music videos for your viewing and hearing pleasure for free.
That's a lot.
As of this writing, MTV Rewind is hosting almost 27,300 total classic music videos and vintage commercials, all pulled from YouTube. The site is organized into multiple channels, taking viewers on a chronological journey, starting with day one content, which was 1981, all the way through the 2020s. They also have archives from Yo MTV Raps and heavy metal program Headbangers Ball. So should you feel that nostalgia,
And this is a fan site? Because it seems like they have a lot of content that they don't own.
Correct.
But they're just streaming here.
But they're just asking if you want, you can support the creator, Flexosaurus Rex, via donation. But it's on top on the message, MTV Rewind. It's promising the site will be free forever. So I'm very surprised that MTV has not shut that down immediately. They did shut down MTV, and that was all because of Paramount Skydance looking to cut some costs. No costs were cut, though, when it comes to the upcoming Golden Globes, baby.
Who's hosting this?
Great question. All I have is the information on the swag bag.
Is it what's her name? I'll find
Chelsea
out.
did Critics' Choice Awards.
She's terrible.
Weekend.
Nikki Glazer is the one who's hosting the Globe. She's
funny.
good. Yeah, she's good.
So we have that coming up, the 83rd annual to be exact, and the internet's buzzing. The industry is buzzing on what's going to be in the swag bags. Now, last year, we had the world's most luxurious gift bag that was presented in 2025. Incredible prizes if you won. 5-day yacht charter through the Coral Triangle in Indonesia. We had a treadmill worth $15,000.
Why are we still doing this?
I'll tell you why. Because it's a fun story to share. They say that bag from last year, the most luxurious, quote unquote, was almost $300,000. But this year, hold my beer, they said, because it is worth $1 million.
Ooh.
To the winners. This is boring. Should I skip it?
I just don't know, like, who gets it. A lot of people turn
Winners
it down.
and presenters.
You got to pay taxes on $1 million gift bag?
Series of luxurious offerings because the folks behind all of the luxurious offerings who want some free advertisement or something along those lines. So everyone gets things like skincare sets that are almost $300.
Right.
Skin LED hair growth helmets also in the swag
some
bag.
rare French wines, exclusive whiskey, and access to wine clubs.
Spa boxes, creams.
Those like things you put on your head with the lights to grow hair and stuff.
The
like
stuff
even
on
if
your
you
face
were
is scary too.
even if you were the baldest bald guy in the world, like the red light masks on your face, or even if you had like the worst skin problems, it feels like I would be so weird to wear one of those. I don't know that I could ever bring myself
You have
to
to be
doing
by
it.
yourself too, or you're going to scare somebody.
It's it's bad.
The winners are going to get beachfront villa stays that are worth $25,000. A lot of stays, to be exact. We have a villa stay, we have island stays, we have Singapore stays, and New Zealand stays, to name a few. We also have, it just seems like the whole thing, you get a test drive of the Rob Report 2027 vehicle at the Concourse Club. I am so far away from this famous level that I don't know what any of that means. Rob Report. Does that ring a bell?
I've heard of it before.
Test driving Concourse Club. So just any car you could test drive, or Rob Report?
It's all about like luxury stuff.
Gotcha. And then Ocean View Villa stays as well. So if you win, congratulations. You're getting a stay somewhere, multiple places. I guess we'll see what happens. It's someone who is staying right there at the civil court seat because he is big mad about not the worst rumor that can spread around about you. A former NFL pro Matt Khalil, he is now suing his ex-wife for starting a rumor about his junk. Have you guys seen
is this another Pete Davidson style deal here?
I guess, but I don't know if Pete Davidson sued anybody about it.
Well, Pete Davidson was a positive rumor, I think.
This one is too, my guy.
Oh, I thought it was a negative rumor.
Yeah, former NFL pro Matt Khalil is suing his ex-wife Haley over comments she made on Twitch last year, November, about how giant his penis was.
Why would you sue? You could sue her if she was lying.
And do you have to whip it out in court and be like, look, this thing is tiny. What the hell?
Said the biggest factor of their divorce was his 2 Coke cans, maybe even a 3rd Coke can, genitals. Degrading and deeply personal comments is what Matt's saying. Unwanted attention, invasive commentary from the public. He also claims his family has been negatively affected.
Yeah.
Especially his new wife.
Same thing with Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson was like, After I think it was Ariana Grande that had made some comment that he had like a big honking wiener, and he was like, now when everybody watches the work that I do, they can't appreciate it for my talents. All they're thinking about is my big wiener, and I'm like,
Jesus,
I didn't even hear the Pete Davidson had a big wiener until he spoke up about this thing. I didn't hear that thing from before. But, come on, is it really that bad?
No, it's stupid.
It's bad enough to sue her for over $75,000. So
All right, good luck with that, buddy.
Shall see.
$75,000.
On the boob tube, we've got...
Start sneezing.
Streaming premiere of Tron airs on Disney+. Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska Live on Hulu. The Masked Singer is coming back, as well as Hollywood Squares. The Price is Right at Night. And Sisters. You can also catch Chelsea Handler on Fallon and Alan Cumming to a TV near you, Kimmel style. Follow your dreams on me on Instagram, at Sabrina Ambra. Most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. I don't know if you guys saw. I saw today the headline was like, after everybody was after him and after they attempted to cancel Jimmy Kimmel, now he's facing major cutbacks on his program. And I was like, oh, no, are they doing like firing a bunch of staff or something? And the whole idea was that Jimmy Kimmel was under attack here. But I guess from what I could tell, they only are trying to cut the budget down to reduce the live music bookings to twice a week from 5 times a week. It's like, okay. I don't know. I mean, maybe the late night business model just sucks right now. Here's the headline from Hollywood Reporter. Jimmy Kimmel Live to cut back music bookings to twice a week. So all the articles that are about like, they're coming after Jimmy Kimmel again. They're not making enough money to afford a live performance and everything that entails every single night on the show. So instead, they're cutting it down to twice a week. And that was pitched as like a big deal in some of these outlets. The decrease is the latest blow to a late, it's supposed to be below, I think, the latest blow to a late night TV ecosystem that's already been cutting down on music the past several years. Music getting cut everywhere, except for here on iHeartRadio, friends. So hang out with us. We have a lot more on the way. We're just getting started here today. When we come back, we'll get into something that's developing right now in Minnesota, which is going crazy. And Trump just made another announcement that I think is going to surprise a lot of people. I think people who don't like him are going to go, well, hang on, I actually agree with that. What is it? It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's never been easier to listen to Real Radio 104.1 wherever you go. Make us your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app.
Emergency crews are on scene now working on that vehicle fire on Florida's Turnpike southbound. Just before that US 27 exit, the right lane's getting blocked. Traffic stop and go. There's also an accident on the Greenway northbound at the beach line. That's off to the shoulder. We got road rangers on scene there clearing that up. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Everdor Garage Door. Squeaks, jerks, and rattles? Your garage door's crying for Everdor. For just $49, they'll tune up and shut down the noise. Trust Everdor for smooth service. Book at everdor.com. Everdor, the garage door that lasts evermore.
It's a new year, and that mortgage guy, Don, has your back. He's here for you. All I need you to do is not miss the boat and compare your quote by going to thatmortgageguyDon.com. He has over 250 five-star Google reviews and over 1,000 reviews on Experience.com. So very safe to say that mortgage guy, Don, knows what he's doing. And chances are very high that you're leaving money on the table. So get a free fast quote review at thatmortgageguyDon.com. Go to the website, hit the button that says compare, upload your quote, and that mortgage guy, Don, will review it and tell you if it's any good. Simple as that. Any questions you have direct access to the man himself. So remember this, when you go to thatmortgageguyDon.com, you're working with an expert and a friend that you could trust. ThatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
If you want to buy or sell your home quickly, call Nick Lee. For a guaranteed cash offer, visit theNickLeeGroup.com.
Going to nursing school can change your life, but that doesn't mean it's easy. You have commitments, family, a job. At Galen College of Nursing, we understand that, which is why we provide one-to-one tutoring support and assigned academic advisors who will work with you to keep you on track from day one. You can change the course of your life and the lives of people counting on you. Because we believe the better we care for nursing students now, the brighter the future of nursing will be. Galen, the now approach to nursing education. Join us at galencollege.edu.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. As the year winds down, here's something to remember. Kia sells more vehicles in Central Florida than any brand except one. So if you're shopping, chances are you're already thinking about a new Kia. Greenway Kia is closing out the year with savings up to $12,000 off MSRP and one of the area's biggest selections of new Kias. Shop hundreds of new Kias online at greenwaykias.com. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Greenway Kia.
Example stock number 17479, offer expires 1526.
Look, your body's unique, so why settle for a one-size-fits-all wellness plan? That's where Viome comes in. Viome uses advanced science to analyze your gut biome with a simple at-home test, so you know exactly what foods and supplements are right for you, all based on real data from your own body. And you know what? That's science you can trust. Go to Viome.com now and use promo code THRIVE to save $50 on your full body intelligence test. That's Viome.com, promo code THRIVE to save $50.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755.
Done, Mike. What'd you learn? What'd you learn, Bootsy? Some people put the detergent cap in the washer with the laundry, and that's how they clean it. What detergent cap? Maybe we have a different washer. Do you have an agitator in the middle of yours? Is that why we're getting the cap there? I don't have a cap for mine. Detergent. Also, I use the pods. Pods are where to go. And my wife had no idea that she buys pods that are supposed to be used in cold water. So she's just been, you have a front loader. Oh. I don't think I've ever had a front loader washer. I've had top loader. I have top loader now, and I've had top loader with the agitator. I don't have that agitator. Pods are the worst. I will say the powder is pretty classic. I think that used to give me the most laundry-like smell, because I love that smell. Eat Fresh Rocks pods all day? Hell yeah. There's a laundry subreddit? That sounds boring, but I don't know. Am I going to be weirdly fascinated by this laundry subreddit if I go look at it? Laundry's a good time. All right. Spa day results. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna like this. Help salvaging this 66-year-old baby dress. That is weird. Also, probably looks like I'm looking at something nefarious. It's just a dress. Somebody holding up a dress. There's too many people talking about laundry. I don't know, guys.
Station guaranteed human. The only show brave enough to admit we Google half this stuff. This is the new.
What's been happening today? Excuse my voice. I'm getting smacked in the throat with whatever's going around right now, but I'm drinking some tea and honey and this and that to try to get through it. You can join us on the show and ease things up for me a little bit with your comments. All you have to do is record a message over at thenewsjunkie.com. I don't know if it's on the TVs back at HQ or what, but there's like some chaos breaking out in Minneapolis right now because there was an ICE arrest going on, and they ended up they shot a woman in the face. Jesus, and it's turned into a whole bunch of like chaos on the streets because people went out there and they're angry at these officers. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on, but like I guess right now there's people like screaming back and forth.
Oh, yeah,
and the ICE officers are on the street. Yeah,
you can see a bunch of people pacing back and forth. CNN is talking to a correspondent on the field.
All right, let's see what they said just real quick. All right.
Right. Well, this has become the target for the Trump administration. This has been going on for several weeks. We were here when there was this first push of a heightened immigration crackdown here in Minneapolis in December. They say that first operation yielded 400 arrests. Now they are saying that there's substantially more than that. This latest push of 2,000 agents who are spread throughout the Twin Cities in Minneapolis comes as the Trump administration says that they have major concerns about fraud here in Minneapolis. There is a fraud problem here in Minneapolis. Make no mistake, federal prosecutors have been working on fraud cases here for many years. Most of them started under.
All right, they're going on to other stuff here a little bit, but
I've never seen like protests in the snow. I have to say,
they're
like
out
everyone
there
in their winter coats, still upset. But this is a strange new look.
BDMXCon says Minneapolis going nuts, riots loading. It could be. This says numerous law enforcement officers are on the scene in central Minneapolis after witnesses reported that a woman was shot in the face while attempting to flee ICE. Large crowds and protesters are starting to gather outside of the scene, according to that. Then there was a witness account that I'm looking at that says a witness to Wednesday's shooting in South Minneapolis told NPR, Minnesota Public Radio, I believe, news that she saw a federal agent shoot a woman several times. Grain of salt, all of this, by the way. We don't know what the hell's going on. We're just getting like little tidbits. Emily Heller lives near 33rd in Portland. She said she woke up to a commotion outside her home. She saw a car blocking traffic on Portland Avenue that appeared to be part of a protest against federal law enforcement operations. Heller said she heard ICE agents telling the driver, a woman, to get out of here. This might be another person who's like taking it into their own hands to block these ICE agents or like block the road or do whatever. It's unclear just as of yet what was happening. Like it looks like it might not have been an arrest target, but it might have been somebody who was trying to stop these ICE officers from doing their thing. Heller said she heard ICE agents telling a driver to get out of here. She was trying to turn around, this person says, and the ICE agent was in front of her car, and he pulled out a gun and put it in his midriff was on her bumper, and he reached across the hood of the car and shot her in the face like 3 or 4 times.
Through the windshield?
That's what this woman says. I mean, I don't know what's what just yet. So then she could be seen slumped over inside of her car. The governor says, my public safety team is working to gather information on an ICE-related shooting this morning. We will share information as we learn more. In the meantime, I ask for folks to remain calm. The mayor, Jacob Frey, cringe-inducing mayor, is saying, I'm aware of a shooting involving an ICE agent. The presence of federal and immigration enforcement agents is causing chaos in our city. We're demanding ICE to leave the city immediately. We stand rock solid with our immigrant and refugee communities.
And did you see the first comment?
You are a pathetic donkey.
From Elon Musk.
Of all people, yeah, you're a pathetic donkey, he said as a response to this guy. Then the senator from the state, Tina Smith, said, a U.S. citizen has apparently been shot by ICE agents in Minneapolis. I'm gathering information. ICE should leave now. So their whole thing is like, ICE should leave right now. Please be safe, Minneapolis. Then Homeland Security says this. Here's the other side of the coin. Today, ICE officers in Minneapolis were conducting targeted operations when rioters began blocking ICE officers. And one of these violent rioters weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them, an act of domestic terrorism. So they said this lady who was like blocking the traffic was trying to run over an ICE officer with her car. An ICE officer, fearing for his life, the lives of his fellow law enforcement officers, and the safety of the public, fired defensive shots. He used his training and saved his own life and that of his fellow officers. The alleged perpetrator was hit and is deceased. The ICE officers who were hurt are expected to make full recoveries. This is the direct consequence of constant attacks and demonization of ICE officers by sanctuary politicians, they said, who are leading to more assaults on our law enforcement. It's an evolving situation. We'll give the public more information when it becomes available. So on one side, you have like, there was some woman in a car and the ICE officers just unloaded their weapons on her and shot her. And on the other side, these ICE officers are saying like this woman was involved in some sort of incident where she was blocking the traffic and that she used her car as a weapon to drive at the ICE officers. And if that's the case, and I don't know if it's the case, but if that's the case, I'm sorry, but that's how it goes. You know what I mean? You cannot drive your vehicle at somebody and use your car as a weapon. I don't care how hyped up you are about like these ICE officer things. You cannot get behind the wheel of your car and drive it at somebody. If you do that to me, I can kill you. If you do that to a law enforcement officer, they can kill you. If I don't do anything, you can possibly kill me. You know, your vehicle becomes a weapon at that point. I don't know if that's accurate. I'm sure we'll find out more. But it looks like they're going a little nutso on the streets. I had some other video. Look at this. Here's some of the skirmishes happening right now. They're shoving people back. Somebody grabbed. Oh my God!
Well, right in the face too, huh?
This guy grabbed his pepper ball gun. The officer grabbed the officer's pepper ball gun, and in turn, the officer shot him pretty much point blank, right, with the pepper ball gun. Which that must be something that sticks with you. You could tell it's one of those things because it just turns into dust when it hits him, though. But yeah, you try to grab that. Then there's other people pushing him away. But there's some chaos building on the streets as a response to this whole thing. And the most frustrating thing is it doesn't matter at this point what's true and what's not. Because the people who are pissed off aren't going to believe any other story. They're going to think that this was just
footage. I mean, if there was already a bunch of people gathering,
there
phones
has
had
to
to have been out.
Celia, can you look for this real quick? Do ICE officers wear body cams? I think they do. If they don't, they absolutely should. But I think that they do. And if they do, they would have this on tape.
ICE officers are required to wear body-worn cameras under a Department of Homeland Security policy.
Yeah. Good, then we'll see. But even if we do see, and you see what happened here, it's not going to matter that much because people will still think like, nope, they murdered her. It doesn't matter. People will have the same opinions. That's one of the biggest problems we have right now. Oh, this is the woman's car. This is the woman's car. Like they're kind of blocking it out, censoring it because she's slumped over in the car, and that's the airbag, I think, right there.
Yeah,
it looks like it's deployed. Can't really see too much from this, but this was where things started to get people fired up and out on the streets, and it could lead to some kind of chaos tonight there. I don't know exactly what's going on, but it's happening right now. Are they talking about it again on CNN, or they move on to something else?
They are, and a lot more people are showing up.
Oh, more people on the scene? Yeah. Let's see what they're saying.
Chief Ramsey, I'm wondering, as this press conference is set to begin, what questions you might have about
I want to hear that.
Exactly what happened.
Well, they'll present whatever facts they have at this point in time. This isn't a very old case. It's only just been a few hours, and I've been to a lot of these scenes, whether it's an officer-involved shooting or otherwise. It takes time to really gather facts to really have a clear picture. But they'll have enough to be able to shed some light on what took place. But don't be surprised if there's still a lot of gaps in terms of information, simply because it's early in the investigation.
Does it say anywhere where that press conference is supposed to be, when that's supposed to be, or no?
No, I'm just saying soon.
Okay. I want to see that. So let's try to keep that up. I'll try to get it on a stream, too, so if we miss it during a break or something, we can see what happened with that, because that could break into a pretty big story if people start freaking out. More people coping like crazy over the Stranger Things thing. This is just complete nonsense, I guarantee you. This person says, just got DM'd from an industry insider whose name I cannot mention. Isn't that convenient? They say that the surprise theatrical finale for Stranger Things is confirmed and happening this weekend. But first, there's going to be a 12-second YouTube vid, then a press conference, then somebody has to go and use strength on the truck near the SS Anne in Vermilion City, and the full-length film is actually under the truck. So,
wait.
A lot of work.
What's that from?
This is from I Am Fallout. They're assuring me that this is you got to really do some work to get to the true finale of Stranger Things.
Now, can I show you, tell you about the little moments that have people questioning whether it is.
Yes, convince me.
I am not convinced, but I am curious. By no means I am not shutting down the idea because
make
Netflix
me curious.
Okay, so we have last night WWE had for some reason crossover Stranger Things.
Okay, I didn't expect that. All right.
And there were people placed in the audience holding up signs telling Mike to wake up. All right. Netflix randomly posted a photo of Mr. Clark. That was the science teacher with a clock. This is a little bit more deep and a lot to look into. The clock, the hour hand at 1 and minute hand at 7. When you count the letters in the bio that they posted, it'd be 1-7. The Duffer Brothers said that they can expect, we all should have expected a dark Christmas. That was not what happened in the show. And the
now you
finale.
lost me. See, this is that. Now you're Charlie from It's Always Sunny conspiracy. Like the number of letters, the number of letters in the bio adds up to this. Like I don't know.
Duffer Brothers said that Vecna inspired off of Freddy Krueger. Holly was watching Nightmare on Elm Street when her and Max went into the memory. Right? Mm-hmm. You did watch the finale, right?
I did, but I didn't pick up on a detail like that.
And Freddy Krueger, 7th movie. Do you remember what the 7th movie in the franchise was for Freddy Krueger?
I have no idea.
It was a documentary, a meta movie, because there was all the actors just doing behind the scenes stuff, like the documentary they just announced, and then all of a sudden Freddy Krueger shows up and kills all of them.
Like always, we're mixing so many things here. Number one, we know for a fact they're really releasing a documentary, so
but that was announced before the 7th.
And that's, they've announced that they were going to do that. We know that they're going to do an animated thing. The theory is that there's like another season or the lightest
finale.
Or another finale, or the lightest of theories is that there's a Vecna spinoff that's coming. That's like the lightest of the theories. But a lot of these people just don't seem to believe that it's over, and they don't want it to be over or something. I literally thought
Netflix is playing into it. I'll tell you that much.
I thought two things. I thought the series finale of Stranger Things, which I think is the end, I thought it was really well written. It was a really fun episode to watch. If you liked that series at all, go back just to catch up with it. And I would have gone to see it in theaters because it really was great. It was well done. The other thing is, it wasn't cheap. And I know that I said before it's $500 million for the whole season, this final season of Stranger Things. But you know what was expensive for sure? The 2 songs in the final episode were both Prince songs. Ooh. And that is not easy to get. That is big money, and not
it's easy to get if you fork over big money.
Yeah, the estate of Prince, they don't let music be posted anywhere. You can't you get flagged everywhere for using it, and they charge a pretty penny.
Kate Bush is like, keep using it. All the remixes, please.
Somebody's meme was like, Kate Bush in the final season of Stranger Things, and she's like, please, I'm tired. I'm tired. I can't do. They just kept playing that song over and over and over again.
By the way, that tweet that you showed from about where the full-length film is, that is a very in-joke Pokemon reference.
Jesus. There's too many layers of this.
The
now.
rumor that you can use strength on the truck near the SS Anne in Vermilion City was to find Mew in the original Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, but it was a false rumor. It was just a urban legend.
My God. Well, that's a whole other level of
for the 2 nerds who got that joke, good for you.
eFresh Rock says on Twitch, it's over. Just accept it's over. That's it. I mean, there's a lot of people who don't want to come to terms with that. Like, you still got a lot of stuff. You'll have documentaries, the animated series. For the people who like me, like every once in a while, you really like something like a piece of IP. I happen to be a very big fan of Jurassic Park. I love Jurassic Park. And Jurassic Park 2 was like, okay, Jurassic Park 3 kind of sucked. All the rest of them were yawn fests to me. But you still get stuff. They do spin-offs. They do this. They do that. I wouldn't be surprised if they do something at some point with Stranger Things, right? I mean, that they would probably do some.
What are your thoughts
sort
on
of
Jurassic World?
garbage, boring, largely boring. I fell asleep during a couple of those. I didn't really like them that much personally. The last one was a big Snickers commercial, so that didn't really grab my attention all that much either. I wasn't super into that one, but I mean, it's like you don't have to act like the world is over for you. It's okay. There'll be more. There'll be other things that you can get into, for God's sake, or just go play Dungeons and Dragons. That's what the whole damn thing's about, anyways. For God's sake. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll keep an eye on this press conference. They said it's at any moment to see if there's like riots and stuff breaking out in Minneapolis. We'll watch that. We got a ton of other stories to get into. Jury duties on deck. A lot more on a Wednesday. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Our constant mispronunciations and poor grammar are clear indicators that we are not AI. Real Radio 104.1, guaranteed human.
From the Klausman Law Traffic Center,
Dull mic incoming. Dull mic incoming. Not yet, though. Gotta do this spot first. Incoming.
Roadways, the right lane still blocked. Emergency crews are clearing up that vehicle fire on Florida's Turnpike southbound before US 27. Traffic's backed up a bit there. No issues on I-4. There's an accident on the Greenway northbound at the beach line getting cleared up. That's off to the shoulder. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Sounds kind of like the starting bell to Grandma's house. Or maybe snowbirding. Just remember to stop by before you go. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Oil changes in about 15 minutes. No appointment needed.
New year, new you isn't about changing who you are. It's about showing up sharper, more confident. That's why I go to Hammer & Nails Grooming for Guys, because it's more than just your ordinary corner barber shop. It's total man care in a lounge designed for guys. Haircut, beard, hot towel, drink in your hand. They're waiting for you. And they've got locations across Central Florida waiting for you. They're offering right now their New Year reset at Hammer & Nails. That's a complimentary signature upgrade on your first visit. All you got to do is mention my name, C-Lane, and Real Radio 104.1. How do you book? Well, you go to hammerandnailsgrooming.com and check out what they've got to offer all across Central Florida. Hammer & Nails. All right, we're back. We're back, and we're dull, baby. Bootsy, what was your good idea for the show for 2026? You said you were rejected. The Hammer and Nails guy sounds familiar? Yeah, it is. I need to actually get over there because I have been scruffing it out like the whole winter break. I need to go by there and get cleaned up. I did my beard myself because I got new trimmers. Wear the Show Wednesday. I like that it rhymes with share the show. I don't know. We'll see. I run into a lot of people wearing the show. You know, the Publix, all kinds of places. Did I send out the prizes? Fresh Rocks. Were you one of the? Are you asking about the gift cards? Because I was under the impression that they were supposed to have gone out. But if they have not, I think Sean has found a video of the incident. I at least heard some gunshots in that clip. Maybe this is the year of women's shirts. You try to use my aura at Hammer and Nails in Virginia. Sorry about that. Where am I missing this? All right, where was it? Yeah, I sent the one. I think there was one person that won that didn't email me. But eFresh rocks. You did you not? Who am I ignoring? I'm not ignoring. Abraham Dragonfriend says, I watched the video. I think that's what I hear Sean editing in the background right now. All right, we're coming back here.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search How to Money, and listen now.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
No one's really sure what all C-Lane's buttons actually do. This is the news.
New details for you in just a moment. We'll also get to you, your feedback, your emails, your dispatches, all of that rolling in. Thanks for being easy on me. My voice is a little raw today. I'm not feeling super hot, but hopefully we'll make it through here. And you can join us on the show by going to thenewsjunkie.com. Now, we were talking about whatever is unfurling here in real time in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which has led to people being very angry on the streets, despite the fact that there's snow everywhere. And there was like a he said, she said thing going on where the eyewitnesses and some of the early people who were on the scene were saying this woman was just shot in the face a whole bunch of times by an ICE officer. And, you know, essentially like her car was in the road, but she wasn't really doing anything. And then ICE, I read the response from them, and ICE was saying like, oh, no, she definitely was. She was using her vehicle as a weapon trying to kill this officer. And I said, if you use your vehicle as a weapon, well, you know, that's that. If you drive a vehicle at a law enforcement officer or anybody, they can defend themselves by shooting you because a vehicle is definitely 1,000% a deadly weapon. However, I have seen one video now, and what's that? Is that how many of those people are officers, Sealand, that I'm looking at in the chopper footage, and how many of those people are protesters?
There's a lot of protesters.
Is that
it's hard to tell because
mad?
They're all dressed up.
So to the right, and it's now zooming in, is police officers lined up. To the left,
they looked outnumbered, though, right?
Yes, from this shot, it does.
Okay, so you have the police are on the scene, and it's a growing presence of people who are very angry right now.
But I don't know. They're all just standing there. And even the protesters, though we don't hear what's being said, I'm not seeing any pushing or shoving.
The line that looks thinner seems to be law enforcement with the group behind him. But it was a couple seconds ago when it was when there was two different camps. The people that looked like there were more of them, it did look like they were a little outnumbered, but probably not for long.
We're waiting for a press conference to see exactly what happened here, and there's a lot of it's like a tinderbox. Like this could explode into some chaos in a moment. But I have the video. I got to be careful here. Please stay by the dump button. I tried to censor this with AI, but it missed one of her words. All right. So here are allegedly the Department of Homeland Security officers pulling up in a truck. This woman who must be some sort of like anti-ICE activist or something. She is blocking the street with her vehicle. Right. So there's the vehicles. All right. It's very clear, right? We all see she's blocking the street in the lane with her vehicle right here. OK, now the officer makes his way up to her car. There's one officer right here. And he's going directly up to her driver's side of the car. There's a second officer behind him. And now I'm going to try to drop this down here for a second. Okay. He grabs the door handle. She reverses. And then she goes to drive away. And another officer up here begins to open fire on her vehicle.
So she wasn't trying to run anybody over.
Now, she was driving in the other direction. But let's go
wasn't driving at
real
anybody.
quick. she was driving right here at somebody. There's somebody right in front of the car with a gun. Can you see the gun right here? It's very hard for you to see, probably. There's a gun here. That's the guy that shoots at her, but he was very far off to the side as she was driving the other way. So it looks very clear to me that this could have been avoided at the very least, as this guy ended up shooting at her. So he shot at her, and then her vehicle went down the road, and you could see a little bit here. Her vehicle ran into a telephone pole in the background. For those of you listening, this was an interaction in Minneapolis during this ICE operation, and the ICE officers got into it with this lady who was blocking the road, and there was one officer who was like just barely in front of the hood of her vehicle, and she clearly was turning away to go in the other direction, and he started firing through her window. That's what I'm picking up from this. Like, these two officers right here, they're not the ones who fire, all right? The ones who go up to her. Yeah, it's this guy on the other side. He's on the other side. He's right here in front of her vehicle. That is the person who fires.
Was his weapon already out? Brandished?
This is not a good angle. He's pretty far away, so it's hard for me to tell exactly what's going on.
Was something quick. And it's
no. All right. Hold on. Let me go forward a little bit more.
What the f? What the f? You just f? What the f did you do?
This is somebody reacting in the moment as all of this happened, and then the woman's vehicle crashed into a pole. Now, I'm sure there's other footage, and we'll see more, but that doesn't look good for the ICE officer. Like, he definitely could have got out of the way of her vehicle.
Good God, man.
It wasn't like he was in the center of the road and she just was gunning for him with the car, and then it's like, hey, play stupid games and all that, and you just open fire. He was on the very edge of her hood, and then her car was clearly trying to get away, it appeared to me, from whatever this interaction was. That's what happened here.
If she were to have been in compliance, would that not, granted she did take off pretty quickly, what other way would she have gone? I mean, this there was zero discussion, it seemed.
She was already headed. I got to be careful here now. I don't want to hit the skin. She was already headed in the other direction. She was headed to go right as this was happening. That's the officer right there shooting through the window. It all happens in just like a millisecond. And he fires at her as she goes to turn the other way, fires right through the windshield. And this woman ended up dying here.
I wonder if his defense is that he fired through the windshield. That seems like it would be straight on, where it wouldn't be maybe as obvious to him that she was driving away from him. If he had fired through the driver's side window, that would be more evidence of, hey, maybe you didn't need to be continually firing your weapon here.
It was even part of with the other two officers talking to the
Doesn't matter if he thinks he's about to get run over.
Yeah,
we'll see with ballistics. I mean, but this is
we'll see what they say at the press conference. Does it still say that the press conference is coming? I hope they're not doing it on the scene here, for God's sake, because people are starting to freak out in the streets now that some lady's been gunned down.
They already have barricades up.
Do they? Yeah, I see police line don't cross, obviously, because it's in an active investigation scene. This is in Minneapolis, by the way, Minneapolis, Minnesota, where they have had all kinds of stuff going on as of late. And it says update on deadly ICE-involved shooting is, I guess, coming up here with a press conference. When they go to that, I'd love to hear what was happening, because I do think there's more to know about this. And if this is all you're going to see, you're going to definitely have people who are protesting tonight. I would be surprised if that didn't happen.
Said, and your voice is shot. You won't even be able to do a live stream.
I'll squeeze it out. I'll make it happen. No, I don't need to. But the Vendesaurus said, before this video started, I wonder what she was yelling. You can't hear that. I only hear the lady who's filming and what she was yelling. And then she says, oh my God, holy S, you shot her, you effing shot her. And she's kind of screaming out that sort of stuff. From this video and this angle, it looked pretty clear to me that the ICE officer could have just rounded the hood and let her drive away and not shot her. So there wasn't a death on their hands, but
how about they tweeted out something real quick, a statement?
Well, there might be another video, another angle that changes some of this. I'm just going from what I've seen here with this one shot. But I know people are going to be pissed off.
First week of January.
Yeah, I know. It's already Venezuela, all this crazy stuff. There's a lot of things going on in the world today. As I said, the mayor and senators and all these people are saying that ICE needs to leave right now.
A lot more cops showing up to this corner.
Is there?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when they do a press conference, we'll bring it to you guys so we can see what the whole story is. The other thing is, it's funny that we just talked about this on the show. It's so weird, the timing on this. Yesterday on the show, somebody had sent in a dispatch. In fact, I can go back to the dispatch probably. Hang on. Somebody had sent in a dispatch talking about the problem with buying houses, why we can't buy single-family homes. John the Exterminator said this. Here it is.
Can't seem to buy any houses is because we've got these large firms and private investors buying up entire neighborhoods. They own over a quarter of all the single homes in the United States, and that's what's kind of screwing up everything.
So I said to John afterwards, I was like, no, that's a talking point that has gotten a lot of traction, but a quarter of the homes on the market or otherwise are not owned by these investors who are just holding them. And really, if they just open up all these homes, then people could have a place to live and the housing crisis would be fixed, right? For Zoomers or whatever. I said a lot of people believe this is not true. And we looked up the numbers. It's like 20% or so of homes, there is a somebody who owns the house that is renting it out. But the investment homes like that, it's only like 1 or 2%, somewhere around there of all homes. But people believe it's a whole lot more. However, Trump Truth Socialed out, and Trump said, for a very long time, buying and owning a home was considered the pinnacle of the American dream. It was the reward for working hard and doing the right thing. But now, because of record high inflation caused by Joe Biden and the Democrats in Congress, the American dream is increasingly out of reach for far too many people, especially young Americans. It is for that reason and much more that I am immediately taking steps to ban large institutional investors from buying more single-family homes. And I will be calling on Congress to codify it. People live in homes, not corporations, or people live in homes, not corporations. I will discuss this topic, including further housing and affordability proposals and more at my speech in Davos in 2 weeks. He said, oh, is the press conference going on now? This isn't it.
Yeah. Do you want to do it in your or mine?
Yeah. No, you can take it over there.
What they are
or Sina, do you have it?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Not only is this a concern that we've had internally,
That's the mayor
been talking about
of Minneapolis.
They are not here to cause safety in this city. What they are doing is not to provide safety in America. What they are doing is causing chaos and distrust. They're ripping families apart. They're sowing chaos on our streets. And in this case, quite literally killing people. So they are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense.
I hear the crowd in the background,
Having
too.
seen the video of myself...
That's the mayor! The mayor just said... Yeah, the mayor just said they are trying to say this is an act of self-defense. The mayor of Minneapolis just said in the press conference, having seen the video myself, I can tell you that is BS. And he said the actual word there during the press conference itself. So that's the mayor of Minneapolis saying that. This guy's he's a pretty performative dude, but he's firing people up even more, it seems, in response to all of this. So that's why I think this could be pretty explosive. You got the mayor hitting the gas on this. Of course, the governor, Tim Walz, who just announced he's not going to run for re-election, and he has lots of issues with fraud in the state of Minnesota that have been at the forefront. Now you got this issue, and they're both kind of hitting the gas on it, you know. And then the video coming out doesn't look good for the ICE officer, at least in my opinion so far. But I want to see more. I want to hear, like, I thought we were going to hear from the actual law enforcement folks. But we'll keep an eye on this and see what else we get out of it, because it could be a bigger story moving forward. Quick break. When we come back, jury duty is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Discover.
A report in Sports Business Journal says that NFL attendance dropped nearly 1% this season. That's the league's first loss since the pandemic. Over to the NBA where the Magic continue their road trip tonight with the second leg of a back-to-back there in Brooklyn. Orlando coming off that loss in Washington. And Lightning forward Nikita Kucherov had 2 assists against Colorado Tuesday. That extended his point streak to 8 games. I'm Scott Davidson.
Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Going to nursing school can change your life, but that doesn't mean it's easy. You have commitments.
Dull Mike. Crazy out there. Got mayor saying bullshit. No, you can't say bullshit on the radio. Whoever was asking that. You're not supposed to say bullshit. Which is one of those. Shit's one of the words. Oh, and looks like he might have said more. The CNN headline says, Minneapolis mayor tells ICE, get the fuck out. So, list them all off for us. Yeah, well, you know the ones we usually talk about. Your shits, your piss, fuck, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits. Always get really scared saying that in this room. Make sure my stuff is off. Oh my gosh, it's not a Blink 182 song. Well, it is a Blink 182 song, but they got it from George Carlin. The truth is, there is no list. But that's just the one we kind of follow loosely. Sean's not even in the room. I was trying to get his attention. Let's see. Mayor Minneapolis. Is it where we are in Minneapolis, right? Yeah. You see the Chiron on CNN right now?
I saw that you said that.
Oh, yeah. Probably a good thing we got away from it when we did.
Yeah, we would have had a double dome.
It's been done. It's been a while. So, yeah, things are getting a little heated in Minneapolis. And if, man, it's going to be weird. Like I said, I want the right person to come out on top here, and no fan of these ICE raids by any means. But if that guy fired through the windshield, he's going to have a much better claim of self-defense now. If he fired through the driver's side window, the guy is toast. Goodbye. And he's still probably not in the clear just yet. At what point can they declare martial law? I think the government or the governor can do that. I don't know if there's any qualifying factors for a governor to declare martial law. We just willy-nilly get up and go, you know what? I feel like a martial law today. For a governor to declare martial law, civilian authority must be overwhelmed by extreme crisis, war, disaster, or insurrection where normal functions fail, requiring the governor to use state constitutional authority to temporarily suspend civil law and bring in the military, often the National Guard, as a last resort, but it must be limited in scope and duration. And only when civilian courts are closed. I don't know if there's enough for that. At least to whoever. And Cat Butthole, you bring up a really good point. So, and that's what as I was reading that, it said it's the civilian authority that has to be overwhelmed, and then they bring in some, National Guard or military. But Cat Butthole, your point that it could allow them to put ICE in control, more in control, is definitely what they don't want there. Definitely not what they want. But we'll see how that plays out. I think Sean already has 3 more videos, or has at least censored the mayor's comments so we can hear a little bit more, because that was very dump-worthy. We got 20 seconds, and then we're back, friends. Hang tight.
Money doesn't come with an instruction manual, and that's where we come in. Operation Hope is America's financial coach, helping you build your financial future at no cost to you. We're here to help you take the first steps to boost your credit score, pay down your debt, or start a business. With over 300 locations across the U.S., we're making economic opportunity available to millions for over 30 years. Visit Operation Hope today and get started on your economic future you've always dreamed of.
Radio! 104.1.
Because therapy's expensive, and we have microphones. This is the new.
This is getting pretty wild now. We had to dump the mayor of Minneapolis. That doesn't happen all the time.
I just told Jack, I'm like, I had to dump the mayor. What do you mean?
Yeah, the mayor of Minneapolis is very much against ICE, has been for a long time. It has inflamed a lot of people in Minneapolis against ICE. And he is at a press conference after this woman was shot and killed by an ICE officer. And when we were listening, we were taking it live, he said BS and cursed during the press conference. And then I'm so glad we turned away because
same.
We only have so much of the dump button, and he continued on. Here's what he said afterwards.
But I do have a message for our community, for our city, and I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis.
Wowza.
We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite.
I wonder what the whole sign language person is thinking, doing this as it's happening in real time.
I don't often get to do this, but here's the middle finger.
So he said, get the F out of Minnesota, get the F out of Minneapolis, says the mayor, Jacob Fry. And now we've got people on the streets. There was a press conference going on. Is that law enforcement? No, that's the mayor still there, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to take him. He's a curse crazy.
Talking, but they're just repeating the video
did too.
now.
Yeah, I thought I saw law enforcement up there too at one point in time. But it seems weird that they would be up there next to the mayor, considering some of the stuff that he's saying.
Now, the law enforcement presence that's currently there,
mm-hmm.
Does anybody include ICE? Or did ICE just relocate after the incident?
I don't know where ICE is currently, if they're still on the ground in this place. Obviously, there was a killing. There was somebody who died, so they have to investigate this. And what's happening, if you guys don't know, there was a woman who was trying to block ICE officers in Minneapolis in the middle of the road. She had her car blocking the road. It was sort of like one of these activist types that would appear.
What we're seeing here is the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension.
Okay, that's who's talking. Can we hear them? I hope this guy's not going to curse, but
you want to hear him?
Yeah.
A designated supervisor that is on duty 24/7 that fields those calls. And we do everything that we can to ensure that they are appropriately prioritized, with the priority being placed upon the protection of life and safety of everyone in the community.
Can you tell us any more about the woman who was fatally shot? Was she there as a legal observer, protester, bystander? What do you know that you can share?
So the question was, what can I share about the deceased? There is nothing to indicate that this woman was the target of any law enforcement investigation or activity.
Right.
This woman was in her car, and it appears then blocking the street because of the presence of federal law enforcement, which is obviously something that has been happening, not just in Minneapolis, but around the country. She appears to be a middle-aged white woman.
Chief, just about a month ago, you said these unplanned and questionable tactics by federal agents would result in someone being killed at a press conference right here. Mm-hmm. Do you consider today's tactics in line with that, or do you just have a generic response
Who's breathing?
to the fact that somebody is not dead?
The question is that I had previously made several statements about being concerned about the
like
tactics being
background of half
employed.
my iPhone videos.
I am obviously very concerned that I have been told that a woman who was sitting in her car blocking the street and not the target of any enforcement activity is now deceased.
Okay, so
However,
the cops are reacting. They're trying to kind of play the center of this a little bit. The mayor, who's like a far left mayor of Minneapolis, is very much saying, "Get the F out of our city" to ICE.
Right,
and
they're starting to fight each other.
Oh, are they? And he was also saying, let's put those visuals back up. He was also saying, the mayor, that the police response and everything they said was BS. Now there's people in the crowd that are fighting each other on the streets. This is why I'm saying this whole thing's going to spin out. It's starting to get pretty wild. You have like supporters and detractors. Oh God,
They're about to start fighting.
Yeah. There's about to be a massive
Where are
brawl.
the line of cops? Can we stop that maybe before this gets ridiculous?
It looks like there's mainly one guy who is getting shoved back by I don't know whom. I don't know if they're other protesters, but it's like one person going at this whole crowd, and maybe he's like an ICE supporter or something, and the whole thing is playing out live on CNN. It's like almost like this guy is at risk of being lynched here at some moment because there is
America.
That's America. Has not put his hands down the whole time.
He's got his hands up at the other. There's a huge crowd of these protesters following this one guy, though, this one person, it appears, who is at the scene of all this. The tension on the scene is through the roof, as you could imagine. And I have another angle here. It's pretty close to the other angle that we watched of the actual incident on the street. You see the woman whose Jeep, I believe it's a Jeep vehicle or maybe like a Honda or something. It looks like right here. A green vehicle that she has blocking the road. And then you can't, this angle's even a little worse than the other one.
That angle's.
I don't think we'll have that other angle. I can't see anybody on that side.
Till we get body cam.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think on the body cam, you're just going to see that the officer was like just barely in front of the vehicle when he started to shoot at her. But I always ask my question, like, did they need to do this? I think that should be one of the things for law enforcement. Like, did this need to happen? And a lot of times it does need to happen. A lot of times people do need to be shot to protect other people, including law enforcement. But did this need to happen in this moment? I don't believe so, judging just from the video that I've seen here. It really looked like this officer could have rolled out of the way just a tiny, tiny bit. And then when her car went down the street, they could have done whatever to try to apprehend her later. It didn't look like this was a necessary engagement, especially given the amount of friction that there was on the streets. Because don't get yourself wrong. It's not just friction coming from these ICE officers. The local officials have been out there demonizing all of this stuff forever and a day, whether it's the mayor or the governor, who is Tim Walz. All these people have been out there demonizing these people and getting people more fired up about what's happening on the streets. And then people get fired up and they go out there and they have these encounters. But, obviously you can hear from my voice, like I didn't think that this was something that needed to happen. I didn't think that they needed to resort to firing shots at this lady as much as she shouldn't have been in the road at the time. So that's what we're keeping an eye on for Jury Duty today. Jury Duty brought to you by Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go, just call Mo. If you get into an accident, do not be a pathetic donkey. Make sure you make the right decision and make sure that you hire the attorney that's going to fight for you. And every single day, you will see that the DeWitt Law Firm and Mo DeWitt are standing up for people just like you against the insurance companies. It's 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. If you see any other angles of this or anything we should pick up on, we'll go into it, because obviously it's a huge story that's developing. And if I'm honest with you, I don't think going to get better in the moment here. It just seems like more and more people are fired up. And the mayor is out there hitting the gas on this. ICE is hitting the gas on this, because the ICE folks are like, nope. I don't have the statement in front of me anymore, but the ICE folks were like, she tried to kill us with the car, you know. Oh, here it is. I'll bring it up so I'm not just blabbing. Today, ICE officers were conducting targeted operation when rioters began blocking ICE officers. Now, when you watch this video, you're not going to see something that you would consider a riot. You're just going to see somebody blocking the street in their car. They said, this is Department of Homeland Security. And one of these violent rioters weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them, an act of domestic terrorism. Now, I just fundamentally don't believe that that paragraph is true. I don't think that they really had any reason to believe that she was attempting to kill those officers. Like, I didn't get that from any of the video I've seen, that she was attempting to kill them. I think she was attempting to get away while they were trying to open the door. I didn't get the vibe that it was an act of domestic terrorism. I got the vibe that this was a riled up person blocking the road with their vehicle, and probably could have been handled a different way. But this is exploding right now. So, all right, we'll keep an eye on that. We got a lot of other things to talk about as well. Join us on the show with your dispatches. Send those over at thenewsjunkie.com. Quick break, back with more. All of that coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's like a text message with your voice. The TalkBack feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
Traffic's backed up on I-4 westbound at State Road 436. There's a crash block in the left lane there, and it's still stop and go on Florida's Turnpike southbound before US 27. Emergency crews are clearing up that vehicle fire. The right lane's blocked there. Traffic's backed up from County Road 33. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by the White House Briefing Room podcast with John Decker.
I'm John Decker. Join me weekdays for 15 minutes of no-spin White House coverage straight from the press briefing room. Subscribe now to the White House Briefing Room on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Jack here, and I'm using Viome to understand my body better. Viome is an easy, at-home gut health test. No lab visit, no doctor's office. I sent away the test, and a short time later, I had my personalized results that blew me away. The test shows what is happening inside my body right now. This is science-backed guidance showing me what foods I should be eating, what foods I should avoid, and what is a superfood for my body. They also recommend custom-formulated supplements and biotics made uniquely for me. You can do it too. Get started at Viome.com. That's V as in Victor, I-O-M-E, Viome.com.
All right, Mom and Dad, that's enough screen time for today.
I literally just saved us more money by finding 2 subscriptions we forgot about with Navy Federal Credit Union's mobile app.
Yeah, and I just protected our credit from cringe fraudsters with their security tech.
Don't you want to spend some time on social media?
Will social media help us manifest your college tuition?
Get the best banking ever with one of America's top-rated digital banking experiences, Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Message and data rates may apply. Visit NavyFederal.org for more information.
Hey, Orlando. Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. Right now, trade values vary by thousands of dollars from one dealer to the next. But at Greenway Kia, over 40 dealerships compete to buy your trade. And that competition could put up to $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value in your pocket. Your trade could be worth more than you think. See for yourself at greenwaykias.com or visit one of our 3 metro area locations today. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Greenway Kia.
Negative equity refinance expires 1/5/26.
Bring some holiday cheer with the network that knows what you really want. Take your phone to your local Total Wireless store, and we'll give you one line for just $25 a month. Celebrate more for spending less. The holidays just got a lot better. Visit your neighborhood Total Wireless store. For new single-line customers who activate on a BYO device on the Total 5G Unlimited plan. Requires auto-pay enrollment to receive the full discount, which applies the month after enrollment. Available online and in Total Wireless retail stores. Requires a compatible unlock device and SIM. Check compatibility at TotalWireless.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit Mills Air.
Woo! Everybody having babies around here. Everybody having babies around here. How are you guys doing? Any new angles of this? There's one guy that would have had a good angle had he started taping sooner. $50 says the mayor cries at her casket. Might not be wrong, buddy. Might not be wrong. Guys having any loose, oily stools? You could have exocrine, pancreatic. Oh, man, I should be able to say it as many times as I hear this lovely spot. Exocrine, pancreatic, exactly, EPI. It's all EPI is all you need to say, right? All day yuckers. Come on. Ugh. All right, we're coming back. Last hour, y'all. Keep it live.
1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station guaranteed human. A safe haven of sorts for all of the 95%ers. This is...
We got some wild stuff happening today, and we're going to stay on top of all of it, and I'll see if I can make it here tomorrow. That's going to be the big question for me. Join us with the dispatch. We'll work in some of your dispatches here in just a moment. Obviously, I'm not feeling that well, and actually, the strange thing is I don't really feel sick as much as just I started to get a sore throat, and then after the show yesterday, I didn't talk at all, barely, just said like words here and there to Courtney, didn't have anything to drink, took it as easy as I possibly could.
Words.
I was just like, yes. No, I didn't whisper because whispering's worse.
No, whispering's no good for you.
Yeah, I just talked to like a regular volume and then didn't go out anywhere or do anything. And was trying to use ChatGPT as my doctor to get me through the day. I did everything it said, but I'm still kind of in that spot right now, as you can hear from my voice. But
did you have any of your THC drinks?
Last night I did, yeah, but that's just like a seltzer, you know. I don't think that's gonna really throw anything on.
Full 10 milli. Full 10 milli last night.
I don't know how you could do that. Whoa. Even me doing the half that I do last night was still.
Some people call it 5.
Yeah, 5 milli was still too much. Maybe 6 on a good day. I did see a couple more things here worth pointing out. We've been covering what's happening in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'll give you the rundown on it. Basically, there was an ICE bust underway. They've had ICE officers all over Minneapolis. And some person who appears to be somebody who is against the ICE investigations going on there tried to block the road. And this woman blocked the road in her vehicle. And then a couple of the officers approached her and were grabbing the door handle of her car. When they grabbed the door handle of her car, she started to sort of react a little bit. And then the vehicle, the SUV, hit the gas as it was driving down the road. Now, one officer was placed barely in front of her car, but he was technically, I think, a little bit in front of her car, and he opened fire and ended up shooting, I think, multiple times and killing this woman.
They're already pepper spraying.
Are they? Because
Yes,
like
man.
right. The reason why we're talking about this because on the streets right now it's like spiraling out of control. They're all like fighting each other. The only other thing I saw was another angle, and the other angle is like further down the street. And if we watch this real quick, we'll go back to what's happening on the roads there. This is in front of all of this, and you can see for just a split second, she does push this officer out of the way, just barely. As I said, he's on the corner of her hood, and he starts firing through the window as she's passing him in the SUV. And then the vehicle continues down the road and ends up crashing into another parked vehicle, and I think eventually like a light pole or something.
But crashing into the vehicle because she's no longer able to control it.
Yeah, not because she's like aiming for somebody or this is part of what's going on. She's just pulling away from the scene as she was when the shots rang out. The officer kind of got rolled by the vehicle a little bit, opened fire, and then she's not able to drive any longer because she's probably dead at that point, or at least so incapacitated that she couldn't drive. And she crashes into a vehicle and then on into like a light pole as the officers went to surround the vehicle after that. And because this is so heated and controversial, people in Minneapolis where this happened ran out to the streets. There was already people out there watching the ICE officers, but even more of them ran out to the streets. And then somebody who appeared to be in support, I think, I'm just taking some guesses here, but possibly in support of the ICE officers was out there, and there was like antagonizing going on, and then they were all chasing this one guy. I don't know where he's at now, but does it look like the crowd's getting bigger or smaller or what?
It looks like it's getting bigger, to be completely honest with you. Right now, the angle is at the woman's car.
And look, that bullet hole is through the windshield.
Yeah, the bullet hole is
very close to the edge.
No, I mean, it's logistics. Yeah, definitely the guy, because now I've like blown up my own screen, that first initial video. But the ICE vehicle that she is next to, door ajar, I don't know if there was any other way she could have escaped. So now it's going to be determined if she's trying to run over the cops or get away. But there is so little room for both of those things to happen.
Here's what I don't believe. I do not believe that she was purposely like saying, I'm going to kill this cop. I'm going to run down this cop. I don't believe that was the case. I don't think most normal people will believe that was the case. Now, the officers are probably going to say, we told her to stop. She was supposed to stop where she was, and we were going to apprehend her for blocking traffic here. And she attempted to flee, and in the process of fleeing, she ran into, I would say grazed, but ran into one of these ICE officers, and then he fired through the front window. And Sealand was pointing out, the shot through the front window of this vehicle is like all the way to the very, very far driver's side of the window, maybe about 2 inches or 3 inches, if I'm being generous, from the frame. Right around there is where at least one of the rounds went through. Does it look like there's more than one shot fired, or maybe just that one was fired?
I thought if we heard the video of the first one, it's hard to play because there's a lot of cursing in it.
Yeah.
But I thought you hear at least a couple shots fired. I don't know if a couple shots hit the vehicle, but
because
I don't know.
Somebody had said 3 shots at some point in time, but who knows what's
3
what.
3 shots. I can confirm 3 shots.
You could hear
fired.
it? Okay. So he fired off 3 shots as the car was going around.
There's definitely another angle, because this second angle that you attempted to play, you could see right before that there's another woman that's very close to the red car filming. So if her video is released, then that's going to be what I assume a game changer.
Well, all these videos haven't been fantastic at showing what was going on in front of the car, which is really the most important thing. So, I mean, as per usual, I could always change my mind if I saw some evidence that changed the way I felt about this. My real fear now is that we have people who want to fan the flames even more, because people like the mayor are going to say, look, now let's use this bit of an uprising we have here to pressure ICE to get out of our city and out of the state entirely. And they'll use this as like a ploy to push things further. People on the streets are very upset because a lot of them just saw a woman died or heard that a woman had died, and they were going for it. And so it's a tinderbox, man. It's a tinderbox on the streets. Yep. Now they got some journalists down there. Fox is like, or CNN, is that CNN reporting right from the street there?
Yeah. You want to see it?
Let's see what they said.
All right, let's go here.
riots. I'll leave you with a look at the crowd here.
Oh, can you hear him starting to chant?
Elected officials told me that it is important for people to speak out when they see something that
something our city.
One woman I spoke with said that they did not ask for this, that the problems in Minneapolis are not with
it's building.
Not with their immigrant neighbors. So there is a lot of anger here. There was before this shooting about just seeing thousands of these federal.
All right, so we'll leave it there. I have no idea what these people are saying on the streets, so we don't want to pick up too much. But they're gathering in size and they're angry. So tonight should be an interesting one to say the very, very least. We're going to get to your dispatches here in just a moment. One story that did catch my attention here, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but I'm assuming this is real. There's a story about Cynthia Erivo from Wicked, from the Wicked movies.
Yeah.
And the story is so very much her and sounds so fake. But it says, Cynthia Erivo is expected to miss this year's Golden Globes. Why? She'll be working on her one-woman rendition of Dracula where she's playing 23 roles. I was like, Jesus.
All right. Challenge accepted.
Somebody memed it with the woman from 30 Rock, and it says, I won't be at the Golden Globes this year, Liz. I'm working on my one-woman rendition of Dracula where I'll be playing 23 roles. It's just like,
that's a lot of roles.
Holy
How do you
cow,
keep up with
man.
that?
That's more than the Nutty Professor, I think. You know, you've 23 different roles. And are you just running around on stage like now I'm this person, now I'm this person?
The girl you watched Succession, right?
Yes.
The redhead daughter just won, I believe, a Tony for something on Broadway where she played multiple roles. Just a solo show. I don't know. I mean, it's very talented and awesome. As an audience member, I'm curious, can you keep up with what's going on?
I don't know that I would be into
some
this.
sort of projection like, she's a new character now, pay attention.
Right. I don't know that I would be into this. It seems like a little
7
bit much.
roles maybe, but 23.
Yeah. It's a lot. I mean, she's the only person. A one-woman rendition of Dracula. So I'm assuming she's playing both Dracula and all the victims.
Sure.
And
suck my own blood.
Any vampire hunters out there. So she's not going to be at the Golden Globes this year, according to this. Somebody says, where's the body cam footage? Well, the body cam footage is a little early for that because
it
would
their
be
watermark on it real quick.
It would be on these officers. The officers would have the footage, and then they would have to pull the footage for the superiors, and then the superiors would have to say that we want to give this to the media to have transparency, and then they would play it from there. Are they less likely to do that if it looks bad? Maybe. That certainly could be the case.
Might try to, delay it. We're going to, it's going to be a long con.
Yeah, it could be. Sometimes when the video very much exonerates law enforcement, they might be more likely to put that out there. Although, to their credit, there's been a lot of videos released where the cops don't look that great. This one it's a little closer, but I just feel like it didn't need to happen. You could go back and say, well, she shouldn't have been in the road blocking ice. You could do all those sorts of things if you want to. I don't know if it gets us anywhere, but I know that it's going to be a problem. And it's going to probably get pretty wild on the streets tonight would be my guess. All right, let's see what you have for us. A lot of you are hanging out with us today. Somebody responding to our conversation yesterday about homes. They're saying, all right, well, I'll keep that off. So there's a lot of anonymous people emailing, giving us different views of the shooting. I think we have most of the ones that are out there that have been released so far. So we'll see if there's anything else. Right now, let's go to maybe a dispatch or two in a different direction. Here is Flip talking about the recent crackdowns on I-95. Be careful out there. They are giving out tickets like candy, baby. It's happening. Here's Flip.
So I drive for a living. I'm on the road all the time, and it depends on the state and how they teach drivers how to drive. When I first started driving, it was up in Ohio, so I drove a lot in Ohio, PA. And they teach that. They drilled in your head that the left lane is passing only, right lane is for cruising. If you have 3 lanes, the far right lane is for slow vehicles like trucks, and trucks can't get into the 3rd lane to the left.
This is too complicated.
Which is passing for passenger cars. So those are the laws up there. But as I move south, people know less and less how to drive. And I would pay $1,000 speeding ticket for going 10 miles an hour over if it gave me 0 points on my license, which my insurance is.
Oh, yeah.
Based on.
Yeah, that's true. That does make things worse. Somebody said, I was going 87 miles an hour today. This is a dash cam video they posted. I was going 87 miles an hour today, and this car passed me going 100.
That was wrong, and they try to provide that help. And, like, if you have something against that, I'd like to talk.
They're flying down the road. Whoever this was is going 85. Oh, you can see the speedometer, actually, on your camera, 87. If you're going 87, that car flies by that fast. They're going well over 100, or if not 100.
That's a cool dash cam.
I like it.
Yeah.
It is cool. I've never seen one.
Red Tiger?
It says like what direction you're going, and it says how much. I don't know what this is. What's how many G forces, and then the speed as well. That's pretty cool. Thank you for sending that over.
Like that.
Yeah, you can check that out in the submitted dispatches if you like from the hippie Whoa Vicky. Appreciate that. We'll give you a star. Thank you so much. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we'll give you any other updates there are on the trouble brewing in Minneapolis. If there's any other information, we'll share it with you. We'll spin it a couple other directions and make sure we get everything out here, including an uproar. People are angry about something else, but far less controversial this time, I promise. What's happening? Well, it involves Denny's, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic still stop and go on Florida's Turnpike due to that vehicle fire getting cleared up southbound before US 27. The right lane's blocked. Traffic's backed up from County Road 33. I-4 westbound at State Road 436. The left lane's blocked there due to an accident. It's stop and go there. Move over and slow down if you see emergency crews on the roadways. And if you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by ChumbaCasino.com.
Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest here. And if you're looking for some serious fun, head over to ChumbaCasino.com. At Chumba Casino, you can play all your favorite social casino-style games for free anytime, anywhere. It's the most fun you can have on your phone or computer.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 21 plus.
You know, you've been paying attention to those New Year's resolutions, but maybe, just maybe, you haven't done your New Year glow up yet. Well, I'm talking you need to show up sharper. You need to show up more confident. You need to go to Hammer and Nails to get that going. Hammer and Nails Grooming for Guys is not just a barber shop. It's total man care and a lounge designed for men. Full bar, haircut, beard, hot towel, drink in your hand. That's what's waiting for you at Hammer and Nails. With locations across Central Florida, they're offering right now a New Year reset for you with a complimentary signature upgrade on your first visit. How do you do that? You mentioned my name, C-Lane, and Real Radio 104.1 when you book at hammerandnailsgrooming.com. Check them out online for all the things they offer and find the location nearest you. Hammerandnailsgrooming.com. Hammer and Nails. Come as you are, leave as you want to be.
Going to nursing school can change your life, but that doesn't mean it's easy. You have commitments, family, a job. At Galen College of Nursing, we understand that, which is why we provide one-to-one tutoring support and assigned academic advisors who will work with...
Don't, Mike. Sorry, I had to do a quick little spot-a-roon there. We're back. I don't know if old boy's showing up tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know if old boy's showing up tomorrow, guys. We will see. Get Josh on the horn. I might have to. I don't know. Could Josh have to fill in on the first week we're back? That's might be an option. Tweeter. I'm trying to look at that last angle that Sean just played. Oh, yeah, no. She hit that guy. I mean, I don't think he fell over. He didn't fall over. But she definitely... She definitely hit him. Yep. I think like Sean said, it didn't have to happen, but it looks like he was within his rights. That angle shows contact. I think he fires before hitting him. Well, yeah. I don't think the shot would have been as accurate if he had fired after she hit him. But I think the whole point is, if you're afraid that you're going to get hit by a car, you're allowed to shoot the driver. And if the video evidence shows that the car indeed made contact, it's going to be tough not to get him off on self-defense. There should be a light on the main entry exit that leads out to 50. Which Target are you talking about? You talking Fashion Square area there, Abraham Dragon Friend? I just went over there over the break. Last few days. And I went and tried that new buffet, the Ocean Buffet. It's right by the Floor and Decor. I don't know what it used to be, but they did a very good job. Thank you, Bootsy. It's not my dad's sneeze. My dad sneezed like, yeah. Ocean Buffet for $32 a person, kind of mid. Some of the seafood that we were looking forward to, namely the crab legs, was not so great. Sorry, Ocean Buffet. But the sushi was pretty decent. So, if you like sushi.
Wealth.com. Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the new.
Jeez, buddy. I don't know if I'm going to make it through. Well, I'll make it through today, but I might have to take a recovery day tomorrow. How annoying. How annoying is this?
First week.
I know.
Maybe it's good luck or something.
It's not good luck. This is the worst kind of luck that I could get. I was excited to come back and fire things off for the year. And then immediately I come down with something here. And I try my best to stay off my voice. But I feel like if I push through too many days, then I'll just be like this for like the foreseeable future. So I'll play it by ear. We'll see how tomorrow goes. Maybe C-Lane will host the show. Maybe I'll be back on Friday. I just have no idea. I don't really know. I just know it's getting worse as I go, and I apologize for that. But we're still going to keep our eye on everything that's going on out there. The best angle so far of that incident in Minneapolis is the first one, believe it or not, that we saw.
Now, really I think the third one tells a little bit more story.
You think so? I mean,
yeah.
For me, this first one where you could see that there was a vehicle that they were trying to go around. You can't see what's happening in front, but you see a lot more of what's happening around the side of this. I wish this person would have just stopped and, the altercation could have ended right there. But instead, the decision to hit the gas and drive away, leads to the decision to fire right through the windshield. And now this woman is dead. And we don't know too much more afterwards. I guess this person, did they go up to the scene? Yeah. They crashed into the back of another vehicle right down the road here. And then the officers were all rushing up to see what happened. and now they've closed the whole area down as a crime scene. And as you can imagine, with the video getting out and everything, the tensions are very, very high on the street. The other angle that Celine was talking about is a little further down the road, so you could see that the officer was like in front when he shot. But
you can
there's
see
nothing...
that the vehicle made contact with the officer,
Mm-hmm.
even though it didn't knock him over. And like I'm looking through the comments section, and the very first comment is, "Yeah, she tried to run him down." I don't know that I agree with that, but what I do think is that it's going to be hard for this officer to not get off on self-defense when the video clearly shows the vehicle making contact with him.
Yeah, it definitely hits him at some point. It does hit him, but it's like so close that it'll be annoyingly divisive. Like everybody will have staked their claim and we'll go from there. And then half the people will think, well, it's AI. This is all the problems that we have with it being, this day and age in 2026. It's hard to spot what's real, and people don't really care. So they just end up with a bunch of stuff that they'll call fake anyways. I mean, I've seen so many things. I don't know if you guys saw this. About 5 seconds after Maduro was arrested in Venezuela and brought into custody, there's AI of Maduro and Diddy. And it's like, dude, everything. And it's fun. But everything is AI now. It looks like Maduro is in the cell. Diddy's leaning against the wall in the background by the toilet. And they're just kind of hanging out together. And obviously,
cooked, man.
This is not, quite obviously, this is not real. But it throws off more and more what people think is real and what they think is, what they think is not real. And so I've seen so many responses like, the Venezuela stuff is very much the same. Like you could go, well, look, the people in Venezuela support the fact that Maduro, who is a monster, was ousted. And they'll be like, yeah, which one of these people are actually real? Is it bots? Is it that nobody believes anything anymore, except for the stuff that they already agree with? That's the stuff. So we'll see sort of that lining up, I think, in the world of this ICE incident as well. Here's somebody who's a podcast listener emailing the show. Excuse me. Hi, Junkies, podcast listener here. Listening to the story about how bigger houses don't lead to people being happier, and I 1,000% agree. My husband and I moved into our 3,000 square foot house with a big, beautiful landscape yard about 8 years ago. We were planning to have a kid or two and wanted to make sure we had enough space, but life had other plans and no kids, just lots of dogs and a couple of cats. At this point, we were overwhelmed with the upkeep. Just the two of us, all the cleaning, the maintenance, and the yard. Oh my God. We're in Georgia, so there are seasons, flowers, bushes, tons of trees, fall leaves, etc. And we have an HOA, so you can't let it just be wild. We'd love something about half this size, 1,500 to 2,000 square feet max, and much less yard to keep up with. Also, F HOAs, they say.
Yeah.
We've thought about a little complex of tiny houses in the country, one house for living, one house for working and hobbies, and one house for guests and family. Wow. It's like a little old Western town there. Love you guys. Happy New Year. Wiggles and Pops, says Angie. Angie, thank you for the email. Appreciate that. One more here for now, and then we'll come back to wrap everything up. And again, apologize for my voice. I'm trying to get out of the way. Here's Tater Hog talking about the interstate.
What's happening, junkies? Glad y'all are back for the new year. So I'm a truck driver, and I'm constantly up 75, 95, all the way Florida, Georgia, and all that good crap. So, yeah, there's cops out all the place, all over, writing tickets left and right. But when you're talking about the speed limit, it is okay to generally go 3 to 4 miles an hour over the speed limit. I was actually drinking with an off-duty cop one time who said, I don't condone it, but if you're going to be drinking and then you go to drive home, put it on cruise control at 3 or 4 miles an hour over the speed limit.
All right, this is not, we don't condone this information either.
I'll try it this afternoon. No problem.
You're sitting down with the cop, and he's like, if you're drunk, just use cruise control.
Is the moral of this story, like at the end of the day, is he trying to say that the cops will think you're more suspicious if you are going the speed limit?
Yeah. That's how every time when I was a teenager and I had some marijuana on me, God forbid, I always felt like that. I was like, you can't perfectly follow the rules.
As soon as I see a cop, it's turn off the radio, 10 and 2. They've killed the vibe, but we have to get past them.
But Sealand's right. You don't want to go too slow because then people will be like, that's a little suspicious that you're driving too slow. You want to like make sure you're not standing out too much. You want to mix in with the rest of the crowd. The place getting a lot of backlash I talked about. It could be the next Cracker Barrel. Denny's is taking a lot of heat all of a sudden.
What do they do?
People who are Denny's fans are saying that they have changed a lot of the ingredients and the way they prepare things, and that the quality of food and the portion sizes at Denny's are suffering as a result.
All right,
And
now portion sizes I can understand if you're used to a certain thing and you're not getting there.
Oh,
However,
the big plates, though. I mean,
but
Grand Slam can only be a Grand Slam if it's that full oval plate filled.
correct, but he said also quality of food. Was there a high bar set for quality of food? I mean, it's diner food.
yeah, I mean, I think Denny's always delivers on what it promises, like diners food.
Yeah.
But these people are saying they go there all the time, and it's gone down in quality.
Moon over or under the hammy.
Moon's over my hammy, classic. But Denny's is on social media. They tend to be like they put their thumb in the eyes of some of these folks. And I saw yesterday how they posted at 3 p.m. Denny's posted from their official account, "The trough is open, piggies." And I'm like, what? Who's running this company right now?
Account?
Yeah, this is their legit, the official Denny's account said, "The trough is open, piggies."
And they haven't even come out and said they got hacked yet?
No. Their response is, people are saying, it's not enough that you're effing me, you got to degrade me too. I mean, probably not the best way to appeal to potential customers. Can tell Denny's hates their customers. You know, a lot of people in the responses pissed off at them, but I think this is kind of how they've done it. They haven't gotten a lot of attention like Wendy's has, but they post "the trough is open, piggies," and people started to react to
That's
that.
one way
and
to get attention.
yeah, I mean, I think that there's some people who have been upset at Denny's, and this is only going to fuel the fire a little bit. So if you're a fan and you've seen the stuff falling down, and I've seen some people saying they're so distracted by doing things like this, making Denny's shoes filled with syrup, that they're not focused on the actual food and the food quality. Though I will say this looks like they sold out when they made the Denny's shoes filled with syrup, but they've got some problems over there. So let us know if you've noticed that. Send us a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Wednesday so I can rest my voice. We'll see what happens tomorrow on the show. We'll see what's happening here in Minneapolis as things are spiraling. We'll just keep an eye on all of it as we always do. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Music Weekends, our classic alternative. Classic.
Final dull mic. Time to rate the show. Twitch, rate the show. I guess I could look up the YouTube chat now. I can't crown a chatter of the day over there because I haven't been able to see them all day. Which honestly, I feel awful about it, YouTube. I really do. Got a 4.5, you know, that might be fair. That might be fair. 8.7 sore throats out of 10. 9 out of 10 target horse turds. They would have not won anyway. Wow. Shots fired. I'll do a quick shout out to weed consumers, Falling Hold, Tam Jam, Sean Patrick's Day, I Am Gonna Bother, Are Not, Buzz N420. Exactly. All you expect is mid-food and maybe a fight at Denny's, depending on what hour. Will there be Fritz on the street if Sean is out sick? You know, I don't know that we should start it without Sean. So maybe not. Maybe we push that a week if Sean's out sick. Don't know. 8 moons out of 10 hammies, BDNX Con, 6.9 riots out of 10. Six due to the sad content and the shooting and Sean being sick. That is sad. That is sad that he's not feeling good. And we didn't get to ramp up this pirate thing like the beginning of the show would have suggested. And then, yeah, that's the other thing, Cat Butthole. 10 out of 10 dull mics. Thank you, Obi-Wan Kenobi. 10 Maduro dances out of 10. That's the other thing, Cat Butthole, you know, good point. That's where the loss is for me. Not only do I have to work harder tomorrow, but then for my hard efforts, I get 0 secret shows to just, you know, I've been a good boy. Monday, Tuesday, no drinking. Not going to drink tonight. Going to do another THC beverage, and then no secret shows. Really is a pain in the ass. I just turn my. So anyway, without further ado, I have to crown a chatter of the day. And that person is today's constant voice of reason, Cat Butthole. You are chatter of the day. Said it couldn't be done. Or however Sean always says that. He says it a lot. But Underground Fest. Oh, there's a... What we got? Oh, that looks like fun. Supervillains Underground Fest. Let's go. Downtown Sanford. That's a hell of a list there. All right, friends. Congratulations, Cat Butthole. Congratulations to the rest of you for hanging on in there. And let's land this plane. Oh, poor Sean has like 14 whole minutes to gab here. And it is not sounding promising. It looks sad. Stealing money for... Wait, people send money on YouTube? This is how little I'm on YouTube. I watch YouTube on my television mostly, so I don't see any of the comments or any of that stuff going on. But if that's going to be a fun text to send Josh later. Guess what, buddy? Week 1. We're calling you up. We need the understudy. Week 1. All right, friends. Nothing we can do left here on Dull Mike. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully, YouTubers, Vicky, Crazy Drunk Cat Lady, Snoop Frog, Tanya, Weed Consumers, Sean Butterworth. Hopefully, you guys will be merged into the 2 chats tomorrow. Though, if I don't know how much Dull Mike I'm going to have time for if I'm shuffling papers. But I do have a nice, big, clean table to shuffle them on. So we'll find out how that goes.
Choose Fresh from Florida, the homegrown brand of Florida farmers.
Meet the 3 friends Bill Cosby called frat bros. This is...
Make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. Excuse me. I'm going to do a little thing called hopping to the finish line here. Just limping to the finish line, really. But we're back to wrap everything up on the show. As you could tell from my voice, I caught something that's making the rounds right now. I did my best yesterday to be easy on it. And when we started off the show, I was like, okay, maybe. And then now it's just like completely
Now you
screwed.
sound like the sad pedophile rat guy or whatever. How's that go? In my experience, it's tough to be,
To be a
that guy.
Yeah, it's like getting deeper and more strange as it goes. But we're in the final segment here, so we'll wrap everything up for you.
What if this was like your Phoebe, your sexy voice?
If I just got stuck like this, that would be real bad. C-Lane hit me up during the break and said, it's very interesting. One of the top trend right now on Twitter, number one trend is murder. Number two trend is justified. Number four trend is ramming. Everybody's talking about this situation in Minneapolis on the streets where these ICE officers had an interaction with a woman who was blocking the street and ended up shooting her and killing her. And the ICE officers were saying that she ran into one of their officers, so they opened fire to defend themselves. And a lot of the people who were there were like, they murdered her. And you could see this whole conversation going down. Now, I've seen somebody has slowed down. If we can watch here, for those of you not watching, you can go to youtube.com/thenewsjunkie. I'll try to describe it slowly so I don't rip up my voice even more. No, I'm not giving you my best Barry White, all right? I'm not giving you that.
My darling.
This is slowed down here, where you could see the officer grabbing the door handle as the car goes into reverse, and then grabbing at the car. Then you see the officer in front fire one shot at least through the window. It sounded like there was more shots fired. The car going away. Then another angle from the front. You see the officer being pushed out of the way by the front of the vehicle and then firing the shot as the SUV goes away.
Whether you meant to run him down or not, you don't go towards an officer with a vehicle like that.
Yeah, they definitely did. They should have just stayed still. If they would have stayed in the car, in the vehicle, we wouldn't have had an interaction, hopefully, like this. But the officer could have definitely just moved out of the way, at the very least, I would think, and prevented this from happening. But it's going to be explosive watching everybody react to this, as you might imagine. And there's videos absolutely everywhere. The mayor of Minneapolis, as we tried to play earlier on the show, the mayor of Minneapolis was doing a press conference and cursed not once, but at least twice. Said the S word and the F word. Said both of them. Bootsy says this is the sexiest news commentary this week. I don't know about that. But we're watching all of the footage come in, and I don't know that there's a lot even now that would change people's minds too much, because it's just like one of those close things. But everybody is responding to this, and it will be interesting to see if anything happens, like with riots and stuff tonight in Minneapolis or in Minnesota, please. The other thing I wanted to talk about as we wrap things up here today, and we said yesterday on the show that there were some people who were stuck in the Caribbean because of the capture of Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro. Among those people, it just so happens that Tom Segura, the comedian, he's stuck in the Caribbean as a result of what happened with Maduro. They shut down a lot of the flights and stuff. And I guess TMZ,
was he?
He doesn't say. It just says they're stuck in the Caribbean. Maybe he mentions it here, but they posted this.
What's up, Jeans?
We are stuck.
We're stuck.
That's his wife.
Remember how we went in and we captured Maduro
in
Venezuela, and he's being brought to justice in New York? They've shut down a lot of airspace. So we've spent days here. I know. But yeah, we can't get home. We've been stuck for extra days. Airspace becomes open and then closed. It's fun. I'll tell you, the fun part is that you go to the airport and they go, "You're going to leave now."
I can't see where they're at, but there's like a big extended like transportation vehicle here. There's like big, beautiful plants and stuff everywhere. So they're in like some sort of resort in the Caribbean, I guess. And that's Tom Segura and his wife saying they're stuck.
That they add to the list of celebrities affected, which I didn't know we were making this list, but reportedly includes Natalie Portman, Queen Latifah, Mike Tyson, and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, God. They're all stuck out there?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
In probably various places throughout their thing. His wife said, we're still doing our thing, trying not to get a DUI.
Okay. Well, best of luck out there. And what else do we have on the way out here today? The stock market has been on fire. The Dow closing yesterday above 49,000 points. For those of you with 401ks, it was looking good. I don't know how it's looking today because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. I guess the Dow's down a little bit, but still over 49,000 at 49,164 as I'm looking at this right now. But that's the first time ever that the Dow closed above 49,000 points. And the S&P 500 is at a record high, despite all the crazy stuff going on. It's pretty interesting how that ends up working. And finally, let's see. Somebody sent over this, and it says, woman arrested in the most calm arrest I've ever seen in my life. Let's see if it goes that way.
Sorry, I was trying to
hang on.
Whatever here. So, okay, you're being placed under arrest. Me? Yes, ma'am. Oh my goodness. For grand theft from Target. So there's 10 to 18 different times that you found a Target and paid for items and then did not pay for items. And they all have you all on video and photos and all of that. So right now we are here because we have PC for your arrest.
Okay. So what do I, like, can you just kind of tell me what to do?
So now,
while we do this?
Yeah, so I'm telling you that.
God, this is the opposite end of the spectrum here. This is like the most calm interaction with law
It
enforcement.
looks like the beginning of a weird porn.
It does a little bit. Yeah. This woman's like, wait, hold on now. What do
I do? I mean, is there anything I can do?
Yeah. Is there anything you could recommend?
Yeah. I don't want to embarrass you in front of your work company, so I'm trying to be nice here about it. Of course. But I would have to place you in handcuffs, put you in the back of my car.
To walk out? Can I walk to your car and then you put me in handcuffs?
Yeah, we can do that.
Is that okay?
Just as long as you don't run
Oh my
away.
God, the negotiation.
I have to say it because we've had that before.
Oh, I'm sure.
So,
of course, yeah.
We'll go down to the jail to get fingerprinted, booked, all that stuff, and then you can call and get a bond. And then you could be released as early as tonight or tomorrow.
Can we do the handcuffs right now?
Oh, I didn't realize I've been so naughty.
Compare this to, I saw a guy got busted for shoplifting the other day, and he was in like the manager's office, and the police officer's talking to him, and the idiot tried to pull out a gun. I don't know if you guys saw this.
Yeah, I thought we talked about it. It was insane. And had the gun not misfired or jammed, the cop would have been dead.
100%, yeah. And they ended up like grabbing that guy. That was like the opposite end of the spectrum. This guy was very, very chill about everything. Anonymous emailing about the Minneapolis police shooting. Anonymous says, has anybody mentioned the lady put her vehicle in reverse and then turned away from the police while pulling away? Yeah, technically there was an officer somewhere near the back of her vehicle as well. She was kind of pinned in at that point. So when she backed up, there was an officer there. And when she went forward, there was an officer there. And instead of stopping, she just hit the gas and floored it. When she hit the gas and floored it, the officer probably could have scooted off to the side, but decided he was going to fire instead, fired through the window, and this woman ended up dying. And now tensions were already very, very high. They always are in regard to these ICE things that are happening around the country, but now even higher. And now there's a person who's dead. So, and all the local officials are just like kind of pouring a little fuel on the fire here, saying, get out of our state, et cetera, et cetera. So it's got all of the ingredients to be a pretty catastrophic night. I hope it isn't. I hope things go very, very smoothly. I hope, as much as you can have like peace after this, you would have that, but we'll just have to keep our eyes on it and see what happens. I'm probably going to have to take the day off tomorrow, I'm guessing, to try to rest my voice up.
It sounds like it.
It sounds like we're at that point, but we'll see. I'll play it by ear. We'll see how it goes. Let's see what we got here on the way out. Here is Dinkers talking about driving the speed limit. All right.
It is true. You do not want to go under the speed limit when you're driving home drunk. The only reason why I know this is because my mom got a DUI for going 15 and a 35.
Well, that'll do it. Yeah. Yeah.
She got a DUI for driving drunk.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The DUI part, sir, was indeed for the alcohol portion of it, but she might have been more likely to have gotten caught for driving a little bit slower there. Last one for now. Here's Insecure Walrus.
The left lane stuff gets so complicated to me. I mean, I know you're not supposed to move over into it and stay there. It's just for passing. What happens when you have 4 lanes? which one of those is the left-hand lane? What if the furthest left-hand lane is a carpool lane? And in the carpool lane, I tend to go what the speed limit is. And then I get people riding my tail.
You still have carpool lanes?
I can't legally go any faster.
Some places.
But I've seen people get pulled over for going too slow in the carpool lane. Or I've known people. I've not seen people. I've known people. So does that mean they want you to exceed the speed limit in the carpool lane? It gets way too weird with all those rules. I'm all for it. I think the left-hand lane rule is good, but
is it?
I think there needs to be lots of clarification about how all of this works and what you're allowed to do versus what the law is, because clearly they expect you in busy times to go a little faster than the speed limit, but that's how it shouldn't be. So I don't know.
Right.
I think there needs to just be a better system.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your dispatch. Thank you for chewing up some time for me there to get me over the finish line.
Speaking of, we talked about Curb Your Enthusiasm earlier and how they solved that murder, or they got that person an alibi from the murder. Mm-hmm. That was the episode where he picked up a hooker so he could use the carpool lane, I think, to get to that baseball game.
Yeah, look at it. All comes around just like that.
Great documentary, by the way.
Well, let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Wednesday.
It is Today I Learned.
For a Wednesday, January 7th, 2025. Completely giving up.
This is the NPR Today I Learned.
You like where you could hear little pops and clicks in my voice.
It is Wednesday, and you're going to learn something. And we're going to do it now.
Air.
It looks like anything but fresh air.
Today I learned this show right here.
Twilight.
Star Trek is correct.
Twilight.
When filming Star Trek, the fourth one, A Voyage Home, a woman had her car towed by the film crew. She got a role as an extra and then improvised a response to the actors filming, which caused her to be paid back for a speaking role, which gave her the money to get the car back. So they towed her car because it was on the set where they were doing this Star Trek thing, and she started to just mess around with them. And one of the things that she said while they were filming got included in the show. And so they paid her. She used that money to get her vehicle out of the impound. Never heard of this person, but today I learned about Licorice McKechnie. First time hearing that name. A singer-songwriter.
Licorice McKechnie here.
It sounds real old. They were in the Incredible String Band. They played at Woodstock, and they disappeared in 1986. Licorice McKechnie was last seen hitchhiking across the Arizona desert. And by now, that person would be quite old, but possibly still alive out there somewhere. And finally, today I learned this band right here. Disturbed. That's right, Disturbed. Down with the Sickness, I'm feeling that way, is one of the best-selling rock songs of all time. It was certified 8 times platinum. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. 8 times platinum. Did quite well for him back in the day. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show?